If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.
All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, and welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. Let's do a microphone check real quick. I want to make sure that everybody can hear me loud and clear. My wife, who is my tech genius, she's not upstairs yet, so y'all give me a minute. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Can y'all hear me okay on YouTube? I want to make sure, because I don't think I've got my volume on. Let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear, because I don't think I got my volume on. Can you? Wild Olive Ware is going to definitely tell me if he can hear me or not. They're going to tell me. They always let me know. Can y'all hear me okay? Perfect. Thank you, Yanni. I am so excited. Thank y'all so much for being here, and welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. I am your host, Mr. Derek Forston, and there's a lot of people that just came over from my TikTok channel. So if you just came over from TikTok, let me know. I want to shout you guys out personally, because y'all followed instruction and y'all did this thing that we believe in, Selena, that's called move at the speed of instruction, or move at the speed of revelation. So I super appreciate that. As y'all know, my name is Derek Forston. I am the proud owner of Second Chance Housing. That's my personal independent living facility where we take people from homeless to hopeful. But guess what, y'all? I'm also the founder of Forston Consultants, where me and my family go all over the world, Yvonne, no matter where you live in, and we share this good news of how can you start a housing program without the need for a license, without the need to own the property. And we call them independent living facilities. Miss Quishima, thank you so much for being here. All of my TikTok people, man, y'all follow directions, man. And that's why I convert y'all to YouTube, because everybody that's here, they're already family. So there's a lot of people that y'all are gonna see, like Katara, even a bunch of people that always be here. Because like even right now, some people can still hear me on TikTok, but what they don't know, I'm finna shut that down in like 3 minutes. So if you can hear me on TikTok, please come over to our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants, because I'm getting ready to show the world how we take a single family property. And I got 1,000 pictures that I also want to show y'all. So I promised you too. So Miss Veronica, if I don't show you 1,000 pictures today, and I'm being funny, but compared to that one picture you saw on TikTok, I want you to call me a liar. Miss Sophia, you probably also just came over. I want you to type in the chat TikTok if you just came over from TikTok, because I really want to just again show you guys how much I appreciate that. You guys can only see one picture there. I want to show you guys a bunch of footage today again. How do we take people from homeless to hopeful? And you don't have to own the property. These are not group homes. These are not ALFs, an assisted living facility. These are not your traditional IDD. This is not that traditional group home. None of that stuff that requires a license, Miss Regina. And as I promised you, I'm going to show you guys so much. And what's cool is I got a treat. Now, my TikTok people don't know this, but I don't do this alone. So you ever heard of that whole Batman and Robin thing? Well, I'm kind of the Batman. Here comes Robin. My wife does the same thing that I do. And we do this from the standpoint of being, Shay does it as a nonprofit. I'm for profit. But no matter what, we're both gap fillers. And for us, that just stands for God's appointed people, just like you guys are. I'm getting ready to bring my wife on. She's the absolute better half of me. Her name is Miss Shay. Shay, welcome to the stage.
Thank you.
How great you are, who you are, and what are you doing? Why are you here with me today?
First and foremost, I want to be with you every day, right? Okay, because you just my boo thing. Can you hear me loud and clear, D?
I can, but
okay.
I think I got something mixed up with mine, because I can still hear through my computer, which is not supposed to be, but I And see, come my new people don't know I'm not very techy, right? And Shay and I ain't in the same area right now. But as long as they can hear you, Shay, and hear me, that's great. Can you guys hear Shay loud and clear?
Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I'm gonna go ahead and jump
That's
in.
weird because
Yes,
you're still coming through my computer. Hold
and
on.
I'm wearing my gap filler too, Derek. See,
Okay.
I got mine.
Somebody tell us if y'all can hear Shay loud and clear.
So I'm wearing, yeah, just let me know if y'all can hear me clear. Everybody's saying yes, 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 they can hear us. So welcome everybody. For those of you, I've been joking around and saying I am not in the office with Derek. I am in the yo, as we call it. I'm in the studio. And I told Derek this morning, I am not going back into the office until the course for the nonprofit is done. So if y'all see this in my background, I'm still working on y'all nonprofit course. But again, I just want to introduce myself. I am Shay Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, 501c3 nonprofit organization here in Orlando, Florida, that provides ILF housing, independent living facilities, as one of my primary program for my nonprofit. That is the thing that is the financial stability of my nonprofit. So I don't live by the grant and die by the grant. That is what I utilize to run the financial aspect of my nonprofit. So again, I am excited. I love talking about all things independent living facilities and how we merge them together from a for-profit standpoint with Derek and a nonprofit standpoint for me. The difference, honestly, there isn't any other than my structure, my business structure, the setup, the fact that I don't have a business, I have a community trust. So I hope y'all heard that. I don't have a business, I have a community. And that is exactly what a nonprofit is. My programs can expand as much as I want them to, based on the needs in my community. So it's not just housing for the Angela Denise Foundation, it's toiletry totes, it's compassion kits for the schools. It is all sorts of different things that we can do to help do something great in the community. So that's a little bit about me and who I am and what I do. Also, like I said, I hope y'all are excited. I am crazily, stupidly excited about the nonprofit Know Before You Go course that is in the works.
And for my new people that don't know this, guys, I've been pushing Shay to do this course for a long time. She's got a lot inside of her. And just like me, she's been through the bumps, the bruises, the crazy stuff. So why not share that with people, right? Because I quickly tell you all that nonprofit is not my game. I'm married to Shay. We live together over 13 years. I don't know that game. We sleep in the same house. I don't know that game. So I'm good at not trying to teach people what I don't do. Now, the game of doing this, like the actual model, I can do this in my sleep. But from the entity of being a nonprofit, that's not my game. That's Shay's game. So we let her take care of that. And lucky for y'all, she putting it together.
I put it together, guys. Like, I am part of it. So yeah, so let's talk about what we're talking about today, because I know we got a full plate today.
So we gonna jump right into it, and y'all know most of us now. My people that are always here, y'all know that we'll go for 2 and 3 hours. Right? Today is a little bit different again. We got a lot going on, and we just got a lot of moving parts today. So I won't be here for a long time. But for my new people, I want to make sure that they absolutely get what this is, because on TikTok, they was only able to see like this one standard picture. So even like as I speak right now, I'm getting ready to shut the TikTok down, right? So because everybody's here now. So what I'm getting ready to do now, right? Something's on the screen right now, and it's kind of what I told you guys earlier, and I'm gonna breeze across this pretty fast. I'm just like most of y'all. God put in y'all heart to help people, and most of y'all trying to get into real estate, or you're already in it. I'm going to say a lot of stuff today, but don't get it twisted. All this is real estate, the love of God, and social services all mixed into one. I was just fortunate enough that God allowed me to see my dream through somebody that was doing this the wrong way. Guys, I saw a lady doing this, making $41,000 a month, while I was making $28,000 a year as a social worker. Can you guys imagine that? Can just 3 of y'all type in the chat, oh my God, if you with me already? Can you imagine somebody showing you your dream, but kind of sort of doing it the wrong way? I saw a lady housing folks in rats and roaches. I saw stuff that had no pillows, no comforters. The mattress is on the dadgum ground. The devil is a liar that you're going to make 41 grand a month and house people in conditions like this. So again, what we're really good at here at Forster Consultants, and lucky for a bunch of y'all, we're not crabs in a bucket. I prayed for this, y'all, for years, and nobody would show it to me. They hid it from me. So all we do today is show people, again, the idea to implementation. Because, again, most of y'all are just like us. You love God, you love people, and you love real estate. Call me a liar in the chat if I'm not telling the truth. How many of you guys love God, love people, and you're trying to get into real estate, or you've always wanted to? Guys, I make this no secret. I've been wanting to be rich and wealthy my whole life. I've been praying to God for money my whole life. I found out years ago, about 8 years ago, that was the wrong way to pray. You don't pray for money. God don't give none of us no money physically. He's going to give us the idea, creativity, which creates wealth. I think that's biblical, I think. And I ain't good at scripture, so somebody go help me. But guys, can you see how I took an idea of something that was already on my heart? Again, most of y'all are just like me. You want to help people. You just didn't know that you can merge real estate and housing people, or you thought it had to be a group home. You thought it had to be an ALF. So did I. But Lord have mercy. When I saw this lady, y'all, and it's the same lady that said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this. You keep being a social worker, Derek, and keep sending me these clients. So before I go too far, an ILF, which me and my family trademarked, because watch this, I don't care what you call it. You can call it co-living, shared living. You can put your last name on it, whatever, because I'm going to talk about that too. But we just chose independent living facility, which is an environment that does not require a license, staff, or state oversight, because the people that we house, watch this, they can cook their own bologna sandwich. They can prepare their own food. They can prepare their own transportation, and they can take their own medications without me trying to be a nurse or pretend to be a CNA. So far, some of y'all should be jumping around in your room right now, because again, I just explained to you what most of you were thinking. Can somebody say, Derek, man, yeah, that was me, bro. I was just like you, Derek. I thought you had to own the property, have a license. I thought I had to have a sprinkler system and spend $30,000 on that. Come on, TikTok family. My people that's new to me, tell me if you were like me, because I'm so honest, and that's what you're going to learn about me. I'm super transparent. This is your big brother, Derek, me. I'm your big brother now, praying God to change my life, and this is what he showed me. This is the lady, fast forward, that was making 41 grand a month. Now, y'all, I didn't know this up front. And April, can you imagine me making 28 grand a year begging God to get into something like this, and then they show me stuff like this? And because I knew people weren't going to believe me, Miss Scott, I said, boy, one day when I tell this story, it's going to be people like Tamika that run to me and say, Derek, man, this is a great story, bro, but you ain't got to amp it up to make it sound. Tamika, I knew y'all weren't going to believe me, so I took pictures of this stuff. The devil is a liar that we're going to have people sleeping in a burnt up kitchen, beds on the floor, and you make 41 grand a month doing it. That's why I knew this was going to be a no-brainer for me, Tiffany. Good to see you, big sis. Katara, you done heard me tell this story 1,000 times, and you probably tired of it. But Katara, I got to tell my people that's never heard of me, because if I just start teaching this, they're going to say, well, Derek, where in the world did this come from? I was a poor social worker, making 28 grand a year, begging God to change my life, and bam, he showed me, he said, Derek, look at this. Can y'all see the conditions of this place? And I always tell people on this picture, if you ain't got your glasses on today, those are cinder blocks that are holding the bed up. Lord have mercy. Shay, somebody gonna miss this story, Shay. And Shay, I try to go fast by this story, but Shay, if they never see where the vision came from, and I don't tell you the girl that was making 41 grand a month, you're gonna think I'm just making it up. Tell me why the bed's gotta be on the floor. Miss Q, can you tell me why the bed's got to be on the floor? Why the fan got to be on a banana box? Can we answer why nobody does the dishes and there's no rules in here?
Can you tell me why we just now? I ain't got the zoom on that one camera, and I didn't want to put the guy on camera, but there's needles all over that floor. I guess he was a diabetic patient. He got his needles all over the floor. Guys, the devil is a liar that we gonna do it this way. Now, normally for my new people, y'all don't know me. I usually spend an hour just on this part of it. I'm gonna get by this because Shay just told you earlier we don't have a bunch of time today. So I gotta whiz by it because I want to take a bunch of pictures. Because I promised my people on TikTok that I just won't show them that one standard picture. So call me a liar, my TikTok people, if I'm only showing you one picture.
Yep.
But again, Shay, because I'm going to let you hop in, because somebody's wondering, well, Shay, what's the difference between you and Derek being nonprofit and you for-profit, Derek? Nothing at all, really, essentially, because neither one of us going to make it look like this.
Mm-mm.
And this is the one, and then I'm done with it. This is the one that really, truly broke my heart. I said, boy, I got to get off this job. And I got to get in this.
Yeah.
When they said, the lady told me, she said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this. She said, but you keep sending me these clients. Yanni, you probably remember me saying this, but I took a Saturday just like today and around this same time. And that's why I love the YouTube channel on Saturdays, because it always brings the thought back. And that's why I take so long on this part, probably, Shay. Y'all, Miss Regina, it was a Saturday just like this. And something said to me, dummy Derek, you know where all the houses are. You're the social worker, bro. Just go see them.
Yep.
And if you're still on TikTok, come over to YouTube because I'm showing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, Miss Regina, why did it take me 9 years, Johnson family? Why did it take me 9 years for what I'm going to call to allow the light bulb to come on? Pathway to salvation. Can you put in the chat maybe what's your thoughts? Derek, why did it take you 9 years to realize, Derek, you was the golden goose the whole time? Derek, you just didn't know it. 5 of y'all type in the chat golden goose. Have y'all ever been like a part of something that you felt like you was the golden goose, but you kind of didn't know it? But oh my God, the day you found out. Shay, I'm going to let you even tell the people how you come home crying and complain about Shay. We keep discharging people, and Shay, they got money. And Shay, they going to either the street or that nasty girl house. Shay jacked me up one day and said, Derek, what you going to do about it, big mouth? Are we going to grab a pen and paper and your phone and put your thoughts to paper? No, Shay, you get what I'm saying? You jacked me up, like, mentally, emotionally, like, bro, like, are we just gonna talk about it every day? Yeah. But guys, the one that broke my heart was when I took a Saturday like today and I went and saw these places. And guys, when I opened the door, I don't know if y'all know what poverty smells like. And even if you don't, when you walk into it, you instantly know what it is. When you walk into a place and roaches are all over the walls, they're in the kitchen, they're in the toilets. And I couldn't believe this. 3-bed, 2-bath home. Can you imagine 16 people in a 3-bed, 2-bath home? And then if I told you that one of the doors was locked, now we're talking a 2-bed, 2-bath. Y'all, I went to this house and I'm done with this story. I ran into a client that me, Derek, referred to this place. But before you think I'm some bad guy, guys, remember, this was pre me going to see what it looked like. Guys, when I went and saw this place and I was like, I got to get a thought of how to start because nobody want to teach it to me.
Right.
Some of y'all should be feeling sorry for me right now. Well, actually, no, you used to because I live a great life now.
And Derek,
but 8 years ago, Shay, I wanted people to feel sorry for me because nobody would teach this to me, Shay.
And
but the part that broke,
I'm grateful they didn't because I think
now it's easy to say that, right?
Misconception. I think the mindset would have been completely different, right? Although you have the heart of the social worker, but I tell people all the time, garbage in, garbage out. So if somebody is teaching you and filling you with garbage, you're going to produce exactly what your teacher, what they
and Shay, I absolutely agree with that. I appreciate today that I did not learn it from her. Not that this is my style and mentality, but what if I thought it was okay to do that?
Right.
Because guess what this lady's mentality was, Miss Sophia? She said, Derek, they either live on the street or they can live in these rats and roaches. I don't care. At least they got a place to live.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. The devil is a liar. And can you imagine walking into my hospital with your red bottom shoes on, all the materialistic things that you just know somebody doing good in life, your Gucci belt, your Mercedes Benz you drove up in, and you housing people in squalor. And the one that broke my heart, y'all, because I ain't even finished the story yet, was when I went to the place and I saw a lady, and I'm just calling Kelly. I'm like, Kelly, what are you doing here? Kelly looked at me and was like, Derek, man, you the social worker. You sent me here, bro. Kelly was so grateful to be in this place, y'all. I said, well, Kelly, there's like 14 people in here. Like, where do you sleep at? She started walking towards the kitchen. I was like, why are we going to the kitchen? Y'all, in front of the kitchen stove, she had a mat that was about that thick, about 3 feet long or so. Those kiddie preschool mats, sleeping in front of the kitchen stove. And that girl said, I said, Kelly, what do you pay to live here? She said, Derek, I pay $750. Y'all, that day, my heart was broken. I said, Shay, I got to leave this job. I can't be a part of this, and I got to get in this. Not only is this going to change our life, it's going to change the community in which I live in. And Shay, if you think about it, it's almost like I'm being a preacher. I'm doing God's will through real estate. Because Derek didn't say it, but the poor and needy will always be among us. It also says, when you do unto the least of thee, God said, it's like you're doing it unto me. So all we've done, because guys, watch me tell you how real I am. I barely finished high school. Shay tricked me to go to college. And through the grace of God, I finished college. Landed a job as a social worker and saw my dream through somebody doing it the wrong way.
Exactly.
And the day I saw the lady sleeping on the kitchen floor, I said, Shay, I got to get out of here, dog. Now, why it took me 9 years, I have no clue for that light bulb to come on, because I was on that job from 2011 to 9 years later.
Yeah.
And when I saw that girl sleeping on the kitchen floor, I said, Shay, we got to change the way homeless people are being viewed, and we got to change the way they live. Now, Shay, I'm going to let you jump in, but I wanted to show the people at least, what does it look like today? What is the concept today of what this is in terms of an independent living facility where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight? That's the definition for what this is, y'all. I can rent the property. I can lease it. You don't have to buy it. Because one thing that lady did tell me, and boy, I appreciate her for that. She said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this, bro. She says, but Derek, I don't own these places. She said, Derek, you probably think I own these houses, don't you? I said, yeah. She says, no, I don't. I said, Lord, have mercy. You mean to tell me I can go and rent a house, fill it full of people, but do it the right way and charge by the bed? I said, game over. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and as soon as I come back, I'm going to shut my big mouth, and I'm going to let my wife hop in.
Hold on. That video you wanted?
Perfect. So I'm going to show them that too. But guys, when I come back, I want to see 55 questions in the chat, because I literally just told you in less than 23 minutes of being with me, you can go out and rent a property because there's no license required to this. The people that we're housing could cook their own bologna sandwich. They can take their own medications and provide their own transportation. So what do they need you for? A safe roof over their head and to keep on the lights and the water?
Absolutely.
Just found y'all dream today. God has answered y'all prayer, and I'm glad that I'm going to be a part of it. We'll be right back. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Shay, take it over, honey pie. Go any direction you wish, and I'll check on the chat.
Yeah, so for me, that's exactly where I wanted to go, was the chat. Someone asked, Yanni asked if the nonprofit course is only going to be about the ILF. It actually isn't even going to, I will share my experience in the ILF, but it's technically a course to know before you go. nonprofit. So it's giving you all of the framework. You will be able to leave this course and have enough understanding of, one, is this something that I really want to pursue? You'll have an in-depth understanding of the documents that are needed for you to create or start your nonprofit. It's going to give you enough information to say, I'm ready to do this, or you know what, let me take time to build it. So this is for a nonprofit in general. I've got I have an amazing guest that will be joining me when we talk about the funding and grants. I think Derek spilled the beans already. But there's gonna be a whole segment with my virtual assistant and we're gonna talk about being grant ready, what that looks like, what that consists of, how do you get to that place, and the expectations to have. So this is for any nonprofit organization, whether it's housing the homeless, feeding the homeless, doing other things in your community. It's all about the nonprofit space. I'm also thinking, and Derek, we'll probably get there, but I just want to get the course built first. But depending on how well this course does, I may do mini workshops, so that you don't have to pay somebody $10,000 to establish your nonprofit. Okay. So we're going to look at doing some stuff like that, but it's also it's for me, it's to give you the information. A lot of times there's information out there, but it's not from people that are on the inside of literally being or doing nonprofit work, or even founding one. And then they're just, gathering data or information and trying to regurgitate it. I want to give you the truth behind it with life experiences, learned experiences and encounters, so that you make the best possible decision to know before you go nonprofit. Okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So let's jump into the chat. I want to answer some questions. So you can either start from the top or the bottom to the top, Shay. Don't matter to me.
So I'm looking. Yeah, I'm going. I answered Yanni's question.
I had a vision for this for years, but just didn't know how to start. Nice. So I also saw in the chat, what's the first step? So scrolling below on the bottom of the screen is a direction that says, just text the phrase more info, just MOREINFO to that phone number 407-326-0086. And it's scrolling below the bottom of that screen. So see how on YouTube, I got a lot of more control over what I can say and show y'all.
Right.
So that's going to scroll below there throughout the day. So for everybody's first step, and in fact, I got something better. If you haven't done it already, just text the word new, because that one's better, because with the word new, you actually get a free gift. So I got a training that I want to give you all for absolutely free. It's called ILF 101. Everything you need to know before even getting started. And it comes with that webinar that I want to give you if you did text more info.
Mm-hmm.
So watch this. When you text new, you're going to get a text. Click on it. You need to fill out that information, name, email address, phone number. That's how you're going to get it. So the free gift is free. Don't cost you a dime other than your name and email address and phone number. But if you don't fill it out, guys, nothing happens. Then you also get both of our webinars. The first one is called the ILF, of course, right? That was about 55 minutes long. I go real deep in a chronological order. After that one, you can even schedule a free call with me and my team to talk about how can we get you started. That webinar is going to answer 95% of every question that you have or didn't even think of.
Right.
The other 5% is either going to happen here on YouTube or when you make that call with me and you and your family together to talk about how can we change your city with this housing.
Yeah.
The other one is what a lot of people love and they need it. Watch this. The HRA stands for Housing Referral Agent. I teach you guys how to do this, and you never need a property to do it. You need a cell phone and an internet connection. That's the only requirement for the HRA, because I teach you how to build relationships, get your phone ringing, and then refer that person to somebody else and make a referral fee. So a lot of people love that model, and that's all they do. They play as a connector. So if you text, so both of those are in that. So if you text that word new to that phone number, you get both the webinars and that free gift. If you say, well, Derek, I just want to do the HRA, text HRA by itself. If you say, Derek, I don't want your free gift, text HRA to the same number, you get the HRA by itself. Okay. But other than that, we also have one-on-one coaching and we have DIY coaching.
But because I promised God many years ago, I said, God, if you change my life with this, not that he had to because he don't owe me nothing. I said, God, I'll teach this all over the world and I'll never take any credit.
Yeah.
So watch me do that right now. God is good and I'm nobody without him. But with God, most of y'all gonna think I'm a genius by the time we're done today. And I'm not. I told you I barely finished high school. Shay tricked me to go to college. I finished that, got a degree, saw a vision of something bad, and we just put our own spin on it. I'm no genius. We just put the love of God inside of real estate and social services, and we put it in a blender. Brrr. Now we pour it all over the world now. Your city can be next. So those are the choices. The one-on-one coaching is $5,000. The DIY is $500. The free coaching is Monday and Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Bring every question you have. Miss Veronica says, do you allow them to cook in the house? Absolutely. Because remember, Miss V, they're independent. Because if they don't cook, they're going to make me cook. And I don't want to cook. I want to start a business like this, turn it into a crock pot, almost set it and forget it, and then start something else. Why do you think Shay and I own 8 businesses? Not because we're so great. Because when you do this right, it can make a lot of money. And you can be saying, man, what should I do next?
Right.
So we started another business. So you can rent the property, you can lease the property, and if God has blessed you to buy it, you can absolutely buy the property.
Yes.
Okay. So we've done both.
Yeah.
Okay. So I answered both of her questions right there. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, especially for our newer people, if we do answer your question and I nail it, let me know in the chat. Say, Derek, thank you. Or yeah. Or if I missed it, say, Derek, you misunderstood me, bro. So Miss V, let me know in the chat if we knocked it out for you. Miss Shay, back on you.
So no, I was just agreeing. Like I had the opportunity to do both, rent and own. The conversation with the landlord is honestly, it's one that's strategic. It takes time to nurture it. It's not just your, hey, I would like to rent your house to do business. No, there's a whole conversation that Derek has mastered in being able to get that yes. It's being truthful. It is sharing what you are going to do, because you do want the landlord to know that, that you will be housing people. What you don't want to do is start a problem with not letting him know. He shows up, he sees that, there's a subletting going on, and then it's a problem. Right now, you've created a whole nother issue, which is making people homeless again. So we're not going to do that. So Derek, go ahead. I'll let you do that.
Also, I'll even give a more direct answer and lead you to what led to my $40,000 lawsuit, right? So, and I say this answer all the time. So, and guys, and also, there's no question that you guys can ask here that's not already in video form. So a lot of you guys are new here, right? So make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel. And when you do, I encourage people, like, forget about just my videos. Who cares about that stuff? Hit the button that says live. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. So they're like mini masterminds. Most of them are 2 hours plus, and no question that you can ask, including all the ones that y'all asked today, that is not somewhere in that form. But we love this so much. We love questions, because remember, that's a promise I'm fulfilling many years ago anyway. So we love questions. But make sure you do subscribe. Over 770 videos on this topic. So my direct answer is this, and this also is what led to a lawsuit. Remove your first and last name from it. So, ma'am, PR, I don't know your name, but let's just say your name was Brenda Jones. I'm going to remove Brenda Jones from it and start B&J Solutions, B&J Enterprise. They don't care about Brenda, but they'll trust that business a little bit more. Another thing, what makes me a no-brainer to a homeowner, here's some free game and some free coaching. Flood your social media with what you saying you do. Because guess what people do today? They're going to research you. If somebody research me, first of all, I do this and talk about this so much, I'm going to fill up the whole front page of Google if you even type my name in. Second of all, we're in a day and age now that everybody checks social media to see if you're worth your weight in salt. Guys, again, if they go on my social media, I'm everywhere. So let that be you now. Every business that we have, and I always say this, if you fry the best fried chicken and nobody know about it, you just going to be sitting on chicken. You're going to eat it. You're going to get fat. But if you advertise it and market it, which I'll admit is a big part of what this is,
Now everybody knows about that free or that fried chicken that you're so great at. So again, one of my biggest mistakes was just on the lease of the rental. And boy, I'm giving some game now. I put Derek Forston on that lease. That was dumb, y'all. It took a $40,000 lawsuit in 2 years to figure that out. So guess why I go all over the world now telling people your first step is my webinar. Second step is turn yourself into a business. Very simple. That alleviates trouble and you being on the Channel 8 News. Yeah. The only way I want to be on the Channel 8 News now is when they're celebrating the great work that we're doing in the community, not be talking about guy in Orlando, Florida is da-da-da-da-da. No. So that's how you get them to agree, because they're going to check you out. And most people that ask this question, watch this, and they're not talking about this person. They have no website, no social media. They're not on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. So how do I believe this? You have no branded material. Like I talk about, always be a walking billboard. So hopefully that answers your question. The other part of that says, what if something's blocking my screen? Somebody
just mess up the plumbing or floors.
What's your responsibility? That's going to more than likely fall on the agreement that you set up with that person. But here's some more game. When I'm trying to convince some guy, hey, let me rent your house because I want to put 8 people in it. Guess what I'm trying to convince him to? Hey, man, all the maintenance on me, sir. You don't have to worry about no maintenance, no cops, no police. Everything, I'm going to handle it. So that's the answer to that. When I'm trying to convince somebody to do me a favor, I tell every landlord I run into, hey, man, I call my own maintenance team. Shout me out if you were my 4-hour mastermind the other night, and we talked about that. Y'all remember that spiel? And that maintenance team spiel was a part of that? Guys, this is how I'm convincing this owner, hey, man, rent me the house. I take care of everything. So that's going to be my responsibility, essentially. Because you got to remember, guys, when you're trying to ask somebody to rent their house to do anything, they don't trust you anyway. But when you give them ways to say, wow, this guy's a no-brainer. This guy, right. His team, he's got an actual business, and his client from the dadgum hospital. This guy's Derek is a no-brainer. So I tell my landlords, I'm different from your regular mom and dad and 3 kids. Dad can lose his job. Mom can get laid off. Guess what? Nobody pays rent at that time. But me and my program, I have a steady flow of people that pay guaranteed income because the way they receive it. Makes sense, everybody? 2 people type in the chat, Derek, that makes sense, bro. Back on you, Miss Shay.
So just to answer Veronica's question, yes, we do have house rules.
Absolutely, a bunch of them.
A whole bunch, right? You've got to.
If not, it'd be chaos.
And you have to share clear expectations on your housing program, and that's honestly the basis of what makes this successful. No rules. Again, like I say, garbage in, garbage out. If you don't have rules, if you don't set those expectations, you'll get the wrong people that are wanting to run amok and do things the wrong way in your ILF or your living. I got the hiccups, or your housing program. And that's what you don't want. So rules, the world has rules, right? Your HOA has rules, your job has rules. So everybody has to learn how to acclimate to living under rules that you establish for your housing program.
Good stuff, yo. And again, just to piggyback, we absolutely have rules, because again, that's the wrong thing that I did in the beginning. Like my first few months of my ILF, y'all, was a complete clown show. Like, and I'm just honest enough to tell y'all that where some coaches are lie about it. Yeah, I was ironclad from day one. From day one, I established. From day one, I was a complete clown show. I didn't know what I was doing because nobody would teach it. There was no Derek on YouTube giving this game away the way I do y'all. So I learned it from what I heard, and what now today I hate. I got it from the mud. I used to be proud of that saying. Today, getting it from the mud is for a dummy. I don't want y'all to get it from the mud. I think I saw and heard it like this once. I don't want y'all to get it from the mud. I want you to get it from my garden, which things grow. Not the mud, but from the garden that we've already planted these seeds. Saturday and Monday and Tuesday are seeds that I plant. Some of you guys are so happy you found this. I was praying for this 8 years ago, and there was no Derek. And maybe that was the way God just had it for me.
Derek, I'm gonna make you be the thing, and you go through all the. But Derek, when me and you get it right, I want you to go out and give it to the people.
Right.
It's like that scripture says, write the vision and make it plain, so that he that readeth it. That don't always mean for me. When I read that, it means Derek go through the bumps, the bruises, and all the mistakes. Derek go through the lawsuits and the Channel 8 news. But Derek, boy, when me and you get it right,
yeah,
you give me all the credit, Derek, which I will, God, I promise. But Derek, go and give it to the people. Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday for absolutely free. Next question on you, Shay.
So if I choose not to go nonprofit route, can I still get grants? There are for-profit grants. You have to be set up a specific way. So you would have to do the research on what those grants are. Like there's grants for, Black women. There are grants for the business entity type. There are so many different types of grants out there. But like I tell anybody, grants are, it is very difficult to get a grant. For-profit, and for-profit is more difficult than nonprofit, and nonprofit's difficult because you have to strategically be in alignment with whatever that grantor or that organization is wanting to fund. So when it comes to the for-profit space and talking about grants, you just have to make sure you find an organization that rightly aligns with you, that is truly interested in your mission, vision, and your project or purpose, and then pray that you get the grant. Even for like your SBA grants, like the SBA, Small Business Administration, does have grants. But again, you have to go through their process, which can be a little bit tedious and strenuous. But again, yes, there are grants for for-profit entities. They are not as they're not as extensive. There's not as much as you would think, but you can definitely find funds available. You just have to really be able to put in the work. Yanni says, hey, Derek, where's that red bottom shoe lady today?
Lord, switch businesses and just doing other stuff. But yeah, she eventually faded away. Because again, guys, what was also crazy was she was really expensive. So in my city at the time, everybody was charging like $800, $850, and most people was doing it wrong. I came in the game and I started charging $600, and I killed the whole game. And now today, a lot of those people, you'll find out that if your heart truly ain't in this, you'll just fade away in whatever it is. I don't care if you fry chicken, bake cakes, run a daycare, whatever it is. If your heart ain't in it, it'll just fade away. If it ain't truly your passion. Guys, this is what we do. I'll do this for the rest of my life because it's changed my life. And God has allowed this thing, which I call a ministry. I'm no pastor, I'm no bishop, but this is a ministry. It changes lives and it serves God. That's the cheat code to it, y'all. I keep telling people, like, I'm a great example of that. Y'all, I got a bunch of stuff wrong with me as a person, but boy, I love God. He crazy about me, and he's given us this thing that is changing the city I live in. It's changing the lives of people, and it's changing the lives of people like y'all that want to do it and you want to leave your job. Now, be careful about using that Q word. Shay don't like the word quit. We don't quit nothing. But how many of you all just could imagine, because it starts there anyway, could you imagine leaving your job 6 to 9 months of the day you met me, which starts today? And if you met me 4 weeks ago, let's just start it over. You met me today. I'll rewind the clock for you. Somebody put in the chat, I can imagine that, Derek. Because remember, that's where it starts it anyway, from the imagination of. Yeah. In fact, just close your eyes for 3 seconds and I'll jump back into coaching. Imagine you resigning and writing that letter using Chat GPT to leave your job. Because you're going to write it in anger. Put it in Chat GPT and say, reword this and make it better. Anyway, Shay, back on you. I'm ready to answer questions.
So I also have had landlords try to add an extra $500 on top of the rent when they found out about renting beds. First and foremost,
we talked about this in the
again, go ahead. The cost of doing business. If it makes sense financially, do it, because somebody just gave you a yes.
The hardest thing is the yes.
Yes.
Do your numbers. If it makes sense, who cares that he added an extra $500? Yes, he's in your pocket. We know that. I hate that, guys, when somebody's in my pocket. But I gave the example in our mastermind. I won't go deep into that, but Shay said it. I just got a bigger, louder mouth. I'm going to repeat it. Who cares what he changed the price to once you do your numbers and it still makes sense financially?
My biggest house, y'all, that guy told me, Derek, I don't trust you. I don't trust this program thing you talking about. But I tell you what, if you want it, I want first, last, and a double deposit. Cost me $7,200 to get that house. That was 6 years ago. That's my largest producing house today. It keeps eight to 10 people in it at all times. Like right now today, it's 9 people in it. And everybody pay at least the minimum in the house is $750. My private rooms are $960. Come on, guys. Most of y'all can get 2 of these houses and leave your job this year.
Rita did it.
How do I know? Why you think Rita on vacation in Mexico right now with no return date?
She's not in Mexico anymore.
Don't say the other area where she's at. Don't mention that. Don't say that other place.
I'm just saying, but she's not
Leave
local
her.
anymore.
Yeah. We can say Mexico, but I don't want to mention that other place that she's going. We're going to keep that protected. But can I check the chat, Shay? Did anybody say that they can imagine leaving their job 6 to 9 months of meeting us? Because guys, we're going to laugh and we're going to joke and play and have a great time here. But there are going to be certain points where I'm going to be real serious. And this is one of them. Can you imagine walking off your job 6 to 9 months to do what God has truly called you to do? Because some of y'all, he told y'all to help people. Some of y'all, he's put real estate in your heart. You just never knew that you could merge it together.
Exactly.
Makes sense, everybody? So all this is real estate and social services mixed together. And the beautifulest part about it, it doesn't require a license. And my coaching is in 38 states to prove it. There's a lot of people in this room right now in that chat that are under our coaching that are doing it. Okay? So this ain't concept. This is doing it. And y'all, I left my job to do this. Make sense, everybody? I think I even saw my accountant in here today too. So big shout out to the business maven, Lynette Green. Shay, next question on you.
Do you mentor through the process? I have no social work experience. And where do I begin?
My one-on-one coaching, I hold your hand like this and you become family. I become your new big brother, Yvonne. And if that's Miss Yvonne from TikTok, absolutely, you know it is. That's why we call it the ILF Mastery Blueprint. The first step is watching the webinar. Now, this YouTube channel today, it's going to be great. But nothing is like that webinar which gives the chronological order and answer all your questions. The one that you're not even thinking to ask me, it's going to answer it. Next step is a phone call with me to solidify everything. And then bam, we get you signed up. From sign up, that's usually not even 48 hours that you have your first onboarding from sign up, as long as it's Monday through Friday. Okay. The onboarding is usually really quick. A lot of y'all are signing up. So my schedule's getting stretched, right? And for the first time in about 5 years, I'm taking vacation soon. I've never done that in a long time. So, but anyway, yeah. So the coaching is one-on-one and we hold your hand. It's called the ILF Mastery Blueprint. Go to forstonconsultants.com, click the products and services tab, and check out both of it. It's only 2 coachings, hold your hand or DIY. And what's cool about it, both packages, we build your website, all the paperwork comes with it, all the curriculum, all my ebooks, everything that I've ever created, you get it. The only difference is with the one-on-one coaching, the way I'm talking now, this is me and you on the phone, Monday through Friday, my availability, and then every 2 weeks is a set appointment for the rest of your life until you become a genius at this. Okay? Back on you, Ms. Shay.
So I just wanted to commend Selena because she said, I worked with the homeless population for 10 years. I learned so much. And I want to do this my way from the mistakes I saw made. And that's exactly what this is. You put your stamp on it and really just, allow people to live in dignity. And that's what we're doing. And Derek, I'll throw this one to you.
What's going on, Chris? Chris, we were looking forward to hearing from you this week. How do you deal with eviction? Using the term lease will prevent quick eviction that can last more than 60 days in some locations. Now, I'm glad he prefaced that last part because, again, depending on where you live at, your eviction process may be different. I'm blessed to be in Florida, and we don't play here. Like, with proper paperwork, I can have somebody out in 2 weeks. Yeah. So God bless you people that are in New Jersey, New York, California, and some other areas. So needless to say, you guys know I love, states that are landlord friendly. But just to answer your original question, we deal with eviction the same way. Just because this is a program, there's no difference in how I'm going to evict Tyrone if he's not following my rules or he's not paying rent.
And the way
And through my coaching and the verbiage and the paperwork, we got a real high rate of not even having to go through that process, right? Y'all, I got a big mouth. I can talk real tough, but I ain't gonna do nothing. But I can make it sound that way. And I also got great paperwork of what they signed in agreement. And again, it's the verbiage. And I'll admit some of it with me is experience, but I can teach, right? Like the other person said, well, Derek, I'm not a social worker. So what? I'm not teaching you to be a social worker. Mm-hmm. I'm teaching you to manage people in real estate, because that's really what this is. So don't get this twisted, y'all. I'm going to call this a bunch of stuff today. But what it is, we're managing people. And if you do the assessment the correct way, which is also how we teach it, we're going to avoid the whole eviction thing. Prime example, and I'm going to be real sensitive of how I say this. I evicted somebody yesterday by phone. Does that make sense? Like some of y'all think of eviction like, oh my God, it's this long process. I evicted somebody by phone. His mom, conversation. Him, conversation. The people in my house, conversation. Done. How did I do that? Some of that's experience of screwing this up so much over time that now we got this thing down to a science. But to answer his original question, there is no difference in my eviction process just because this is some ILF. I got somebody ain't paying rent. I'm going through my process. And I'll admit, y'all, Shay is actually really good at the process. I don't even get involved in that. If my words don't work, if my paperwork don't work, Shay gets involved now, because now we got to go legal through the courts and that portal through the court system and all, which I'll admit, I just don't get involved in. But my words and how we do it and the expectation of our rules, we kind of avoid even getting there, Chris. Hopefully that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Shay, back on you.
Can I do this for independent seniors without getting a license?
Shay, I'll let you hop in and I'll follow you.
Absolutely. They are independent. You're just providing them a bed to lay their head. That's all you're doing. That's it. So yes, you can.
Even though they're seniors, man, they just got to be independent. Like, hopefully, well, she's new to us, but please go to my TikTok or my Facebook. My oldest client to date, 94 years old. He's an avid bike rider. He don't need me feeding him and bathing him. He's super independent, or else he couldn't live in my place. So I'm going to pretend that everybody just got here. An independent living facility is an environment where adults can live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. They can be 18 or 118. They must be an adult. He must be able to make his own bologna sandwich or his TV dinner or his scrambled eggs or his steak. I got some guys that really cook. Please follow my channel. I'll show y'all that stuff. In fact, I showed Miss Anita, Shay's lady, cooking her whole breakfast, Shay, 2 weeks ago on my TikTok channel.
Yeah.
Like, I give the game away on this, y'all. I'm the guy that when you say, Derek, hold my hand because I'm ready to go, I don't want to make no mistakes. Guide me. Other than that, my YouTube channel can teach a lot of y'all this for free. But if you say, no, Derek, I've heard you talk about coaching styles, Derek, and my style is I want you to hold my hand. That's what my coaching is like. And again, I'll be quite frank, I don't sell books, courses, none of that stuff. I sell transformation. But even though you get a lot of books and courses and videos and stuff from me, that stuff is given to you. I sell transformation for when people are ready to change their life. So I hope that makes sense too.
Oh, good stuff. So yeah, so pure elegance, absolutely. You want to have some type of documentation, right? Without documentation, and you do have to venture the eviction process. Like for us in Florida, it don't matter. In your landlord-friendly states, you can go through that process and not have a document at all. But we make sure, that's why we've gotten and paid all this money for the agreement that we have. And the agreement is so vast. It's not just, move in, what you're paying for rent. It's very vast. We had attorneys, real estate attorneys, look at it, modify it, create it, because of the situations we went through, right? Life experiences cause you to initiate new processes, right? To make sure that everybody's operating a safe living environment. Rita says, my eldest client is 80, drives and still volunteers, super independent. I love that. So I love this question. I'll answer it. Yeah. So the question from PR says, do seniors or veterans have to leave when no longer independent? How do you handle this? So this is the importance of community. to creating relationships with other organizations and entities. I have a young lady in one of my homes that's kind of on that verge of slipping away a little bit. So I'm preparing her family. I'm letting her family know, you know what, we may have another 2 to 3 good years, but you need to make sure that things are in order for her next or higher level of care. I have relationships with people that have programs or ALFs or housing programs that will take an elderly individual that needs a little bit more extensive assistance. So it's all about creating those relationships, having other people around you that can help you transition people when they get to this place. I think we've talked. I think Rita did it. Some other people did it. They had residents that started to get ill. And that's when you transition them. You don't just say, hey, you got to get out. No, you now evaluate and you have partnerships with a higher level of care. And in that way, you can say, hey, here's a good handoff. This is the resident. This is the family. This is what's going on. And boom, you partner in that way.
Yep. And I agree. Yep. If they start slipping, by now you've probably been in this so long or not. You just do some research, right? Right. So it's just that, you'll lean on third party people to help you out with
absolutely.
That.
No man's an island, right?
I'm a real estate agent and would like to help find houses or help purchase. Okay, cool. List where you're at in the chat, city and state. Next question, Miss Shay.
Hey, Shoshana. I just want to say, hey, Shoshana's like, she is A1.
That was Shoshana that said that?
No.
Oh.
She said, hey, y'all, hey. So I'm saying,
I said, oh, wow, she's a realtor too.
I'm just saying hello.
No, she's been super supportive on the channels.
All right. So who are the various groups of people you can offer this to? Veterans, seniors, etc.
Yeah. I got a slide and an answer for everything y'all ask. And again, everything you guys are asking, and trust me, I love questions, but it's all in the webinar as well. So make sure you guys watch that webinar so that when we do have a personal call, we can go deeper on your call. But yeah, 18 years or older, I jokingly tell people that if you turn 119 in my ILF, we're going to have to transfer you somewhere else. But yes, guys, 18 years and older. We also house elderly adults, which I'll admit is my favorite. And again, guys, I like the elderly adults, and this is the way I explain it. If you got a really busy lifestyle, you got a lot going on, a lot of kids, a needy spouse, you involved at your church, your kids are involved in school, you have 3 entrepreneur endeavors going on at the same time. Teenagers from the foster care system is not a good population to serve. So even though they're adults, because of how they were raised from usually bad, crummy parents, they need a lot of support and cuddling. But if you got a lot going on, I'll admit the elderly adults, the military veterans, they don't need nothing from you but a clean place to live and you to keep on the lights, the water, and the Wi-Fi. Make sense, everybody?
Yeah.
So today, now 8 years ago, y'all, I was a nobody. Like I had time for whatever. Today, every minute of my day is accounted for, including Saturdays, usually. Guys, I work 7 days a week most of the time. Sunday is when I do take a little time to just kind of relax after church, but Shay'll tell you at 6 p.m., we both hop up and start working.
Yeah.
Guys, I work 7 days a week because I talked about something last week that says, what are you doing with the dash? And I'm going to check on all of y'all. Remember, we all was born on a date. We're all going to die one day. Most important from those 2 dates are not those dates. It's the dash in the middle. And I talked about I'm doing everything and I'm putting everything into that dash. The dash means, what are you doing with the life God gave you? I was born 1981, November 16. I have no clue when I'll pass away, but there's a dash in place right now. What am I doing with that dash? 10 of y'all type in the chat, what am I doing with my dash? So me working 7 days a week, even on my vacations that we take, which is why we kind of don't call them vacations. This is the first one that I'm going on soon in probably 5 years where I'm not going to take no calls. Usually, Shay and I take pride on going on vacation and still helping people. But the first time we kind of not going to do that. What are we putting into the dash? 10 of y'all type that in the chat right now. Am I putting everything I got into the dash? What will I leave? Can I leave this place better than I found it? That was a whole little sermon I did, and I ain't no preacher, but Shay said it was kind of a sermon. But I just spoke about, people talk about what date they was born and the date they died on that tombstone. To me, neither one of those are that important. What did you do with that dash in the middle? Anyway, Military veterans, elderly adults are two of my favorite. This is probably my third now. The working individual. How many of y'all ready to resign from your job in less than being with me for what, 59 minutes and 28 seconds? Before this thing hits an hour, and that's 25 seconds, how many people can envision resigning from your job 6 to 9 months from today? You got 20 seconds to respond to that. I want to see who will respond to that under an hour. We're at 59 minutes and 49 seconds, 10 seconds left. Who said already just from hearing me one time, like, Lord have mercy, I wouldn't mind leaving my job to get in this, Derek, 6 to 9 months. The working individual, guys, is I'll admit is also my favorite. Let me give you some game, though. I learned this over time, dummy me. The guy that works at McDonald's, Sonny's Barbecue, Walmart, Ace Hardware, you don't charge him monthly like the rest of your people that get the SSI and the SSDI. We charge him every Tuesday when he get paid.
Right.
The guy that works at Sun and Shay get paid every other Friday. I get paid every other Friday.
Correct.
Ask me how I know. When I first started, I charged the guy that had the job at McDonald's and Hardee's monthly. And guess what? Excuse was, well, Derek, I ain't got it all, Derek. See, that was my fault. I should charge him by the way he get it. So under my coaching, the guy that has a job, you charge him by the way he get paid. Make sense, everybody?
Yeah.
And then this one right here, Shay, I'm gonna let you talk about it while I go in the chat. I want to see who responded to what I said in the chat.
Yeah,
Shay.
so teenager aging out of the foster care system, that is a huge population. We always tell people, you want to house people based on your availability. With this population type, it can be very demanding. So you want to have the things needed in place, right? They may need extra support. They may need extra life skills and how to navigate life with circumstances, situations, whether it be employment. There's a whole bunch of things you want to look at before you start looking into the teenagers aging from the foster care system. You want to make sure that you have the bandwidth, the ability to help nurture them to become who they need to be in society. This can be a beautiful thing, or it can tire you out. You just have to make sure that you are physically able and prepared, please, because this is a very vulnerable population, and we want to make sure that you are definitely nurturing them in such a way to help them to overcome some of the obstacles they faced in life.
Shay, there was a question about what are the room models? I want you to explain it because you kind of do them all in some sort of way. So guys, listen very carefully to how this one model has many. Miss Shay?
So within the ILF, you can have 3 to 4 different models or room types. So for me, I have private, means that it's just one person per room. They share all of the accommodations, restroom, dining room, living room, blah, 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 right? Then I have the shared room where there's 2 per room, no restroom. They, again, share the common areas. Then I have the shared suite. Yes, I said shared suite, which means that it's the shared room, 2 people per room with an ensuite restroom. So that those 2 women have their own restroom. Then I have the private suite, which is a private room with a restroom. And of course, all of these different accommodation types come at a different fee. There's different rates per bed based on the accommodation that they're in.
Good stuff. So does that make sense, everybody? 10 of y'all say, yes, that makes sense, Derek, because I don't want anybody to be confused about that. Next question from Miss Sharon.
So Sharon says, good morning. Is there a limit to how many rooms you can have in an ILF?
Not really. We have, and of course, I have a picture for it, but not really. So the smallest to date is a 1-1. It's a gentleman in Lake Wells, Florida that we taught this to. He's housing 2 military veterans. And I'll call it a box, but he bought this property that was like this. Again, it's it's probably 950 square feet, and it's a 1-1. It's a really big room, and the bathroom's in it, right? So it's kind of like that shared suite, and that's it. It's got a living room, but 2 military veterans would be homeless on the street without him. But I also got people like Dornico that has an 8-bedroom house, right? I have a mansion, and I'm gonna pull it up here in a minute. So a lot of people have these 7 and 8 bedrooms. I kind of say, why go over that amount? If you do go over an 8-bedroom home, that's when we begin to talk about maybe doing not 2 people per room to have all these people, but do private suites only. So the most popular models are the 3-2, the 4-2, and the 5-3. Nobody really goes outside of those. There's an occasional 2-2, occasional 2-1, 1-1, occasional 8-5. But I'll tell people this, right? Let's not get super picky on the size of it either, right? Let's get wherever the yes comes from. Because under my coaching, I'm going to tell you right now, the hardest thing to this business is getting the real estate to do it in. Guys, I was told no 300 times in a row before I got my first house. So shame on y'all that called me and said, well, Derek, man, I talked to 3 people and they all said no. I'm going to laugh at that, actually. And not to be mean to you, but because I stutter, which some of y'all have caught on to, I stutter real bad, y'all, if I'm nervous or if I'm excited or if I'm not sure of myself.
Yeah.
So can you imagine me when I first started trying to ask people, can I rent your house? My name is Derek. Guys, I was nervous. And for some of y'all to think I'm teasing, I'm serious. I stutter since birth. I just speak so much now that I can talk a little bit here without stumbling up all the time, back to back to back. I don't stutter that way. But when I'm nervous, oh, yes, I do. Right? So I'm not the guy that when I'm lying, I stutter. Well, if I'm nervous or like so excited, it's like my tongue outraces my brain getting it out. And if you don't stutter, you don't even know what that means.
Right.
So just let me tell you. But the first 150 calls, they just hung up on me because I was stuttering so bad. The other 150 calls, they was hanging up on me because I didn't know what to say. And I was scaring people versus showing them I was the greatest thing since sliced bread when it comes to affordable housing. Make sense, everybody? So again, that shared room, private suite. Ms. Shay, back on you.
So PR says, do you help with marketing? I'm no social media genius. Not my forte. I have a 9 to 5, no 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. So in all honesty,
virtual assistants.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that. I cringe at social media. TikTok has made it a lot more fun for me to do. And I've been a little bit more confident and having, a little bit more ease of use with TikTok, but I have virtual assistants that do all of my posting. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything pertaining to it, but sometimes throw out there some content for him to utilize so that he can repurpose it. And a lot of times he does it from these platforms as well. So yes, virtual assistants are the cheat code to all things marketing. Okay.
Yep. And also to answer that question about Derek, if they're poor and homeless, how do we get paid? Well, guys, what you don't know is also I didn't know even as that social worker until kind of just like, oh, they get a monthly check, as most of us call it, a check. Today, guys, it's on the debit card, right? It's called Direct Express. So anybody that receives SSI or SSDI, oh, and by the way, don't forget to join our free Facebook Academy, absolutely free. So it's called the ILF Academy. I said Facebook Academy, Facebook group. I'm sorry. Join our free Facebook group, y'all. It's called the ILF Academy. The ILF Academy. Lots of coaching and teaching in there.
I have the URL redirect for that. Give me a second, Derek.
Okay, perfect.
And put it in the chat.
Perfect. And again, so most of the people that we serve, y'all, are going to get either SSI or SSDI, and that is simply a social security income that they get every month without fail, and nothing stops it. So I don't depend on probably 95% of my guys to get up and go to work and make money. Like, I don't have a lot of that, even though I do have guys that have jobs. Prime example, there's a guy that I gave, and I'll just be real honest again. I have a guy that's been staying with me for over probably a year and 6 months. He got laid off 3 weeks ago. Out of those 3 weeks that he couldn't pay me rent, I gave him grace. The last 2 weeks are on me. He's leaving on the 30th. I think it is, Shay, right? Is it the 30th or the 2/9?
I think it's
the 30th.
30th. I think so.
Just gave him grace. God's been good to me. He's paid rent. He's followed rules, ran into a tough time. But he found a plan B to get into this thing, which I also required. If you gonna stay here, let's work on something then. Guys, he found this program that's gonna not only take him in, house him for a year,
they're also going to find him a job, and then they're going to help him save his money because they're going to take it from him. So congratulations to him.
Yeah.
So when people say, well, Dan, what do you do if somebody can't pay? Well, normally, see you later, bye-bye. But if I see a way that I can help transition you, there's a difference from transitioning somebody than from kicking them out because he not just can't pay rent. My rule is always this. If you give me enough time and don't just tell me today that something's happened, he's done a great job of every week. Hey, Derek, boy, my job gets slow. Boss man acting a fool.
Yeah.
Don't look good.
Super
but guys, for
informative.
6 months, it stayed consistent. 4 weeks ago, Derek, it finally happened. I'm already packing my stuff, bro, because I know I can't stay here. But yeah, and I'll be out by. I said, hold it. See, he already know my rules, though. I respect him for knowing you can't live here if you ain't paying rent. But I said, hold it. Give me a minute. Let me work out something. Let me see if there's something we can do. I said, in fact, I tell you what, I'm going to get busy and I don't want to forget. Your next week on me. Watch this, y'all. This guy paid me weekly. Let me do some coaching right here. My rent is $740 and up. This guy was paying $740. Somebody put in the chat, what is $740 divided by 4? I just told you 3 minutes ago, we charge by the way they get paid.
Yeah.
Now, most of my people get this SSI and SSDI. That's every 30 days. But this guy that's a server at name a place, Chili's. Oh, he got to pay me by the way he get it. They pay him every Tuesday at Chili's now, y'all. So I want my money every Tuesday. This guy paid me every week. But back to the story. When he said, Derek, I know I got to go, bro, and I'm packing up right now. I just called him back. I said, hey, bro, man, I tell you what, this week on me. I don't know what I can do until the end of the month, but we'll figure it out. But this week is on me. We'll call you back Monday to tell you what we're doing. That was this Monday. I said, hey, bro, I worked it out, man, and everything cool. I talked to my program. Wink, wink. I'm the program. But I told him, I talked to my program and they said that everything's cool, man. It's on us, bro. Because he did right by us. He paid rent on time, all the time, and early when he's got the ability. That's
Correct.
my rules. He never caused problems. So when he run into a jam, why can't I help him? Isn't this what we're in this for? And guys, I helped transition him. So now he's never homeless now. There's no break, because if there was a break, he would have been homeless for like 3 or 4 weeks before this place. How many of you all, by putting it in the chat, you would have done that? Or you so on business, you'd have said, Derek, bro, I know it's, you know what I mean? But Derek, you teach me that this business, bro. And Derek, I wouldn't have done that. Put in the chat if you would have done what I would have done under these circumstances. Because I tell you right now, if that joker was always late on rent, if he caused problems, if he's like the guy that I just discharged these last few days, ain't no favors. So put in the chat right now if you would have gave that guy grace, because I did. And then last but not least, Shay, can you tell them, Shay, what's my favorite way to be paid right before we take a commercial? This is my favorite way, and now it's become Shay's way.
Community funded programs are amazing. They allow you to house people that really don't have anything, no income, no SSI, no SSDI, no family support, none of that. They've just partnered with a community-based organization, whether it's a mental health hospital, a social service provider or organization that has funds for housing, but they do not have the housing. So they look for people like us to be the ones to provide the housing for this population type. So prime example, they'll pay while they're helping this resident, or while it's our resident, but their client obtain SSI or SSDI, or as they're helping them get into a job, like they can be helping them navigate the interview process, resume writing, how to go on interviews, all of that stuff. They're helping them prepare themselves to be out on their own. So these organizations will pay monthly. Some of them do 3 months, some of them do up to 6 months, and some of them even do up to a year. But the person on the receiving side, the one that we're housing, has to be compliant to their program and the program rules. So showing up to appointments, going to doctor's visits, going to psych visits, going to all of the visits that they need in order to continue to be in that program. So that's the fun part. Checks in the mail.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, and just because I like to give extra value, this is what the phone call sounds like. Now, obviously, we use VAs, right? So a virtual assistant answers all of my calls.
And a virtual assistant, guys, is a part of both of my coaching packages. That means that you get a remote worker from the Philippines that can do all your social media, because y'all just like me. Y'all ain't good at it. Y'all ain't techie either. Y'all just like me, because y'all, I'm terrible. I can barely turn this computer on, y'all. And I jokingly said, but I know it. Most of y'all just like me. And that's why I give y'all the software system to run it. And I give y'all the VA to help you do it all with both of my packages, whether you go DIY or one-on-one. Make sense, everybody? Now, I was going to go somewhere right before that. Where was I going with that? Oh, here is what the call sounds like. Brrr. Hello, thank you for calling Second Chance Housing. That's Jess, my assistant. Hey, Jess, got a great guy named John, and Jess, John don't have a dime. John don't get that SSI or the SSDI, and John could never keep a job, Jess. But Jess, no problem. Tell Derek we're going to pay for it for up to 6 months until we get John on his feet. The goal is to get John SSI, SSDI, or maybe we can trick McDonald's to give John a job. But Derek, if they don't you worry, because we're going to pay for it for 6 months, Derek.
Not trick McDonald's.
Guys, that's what a community-funded grant looks like to Shay and I. And Shay, can you tell the people really slowly? Because somebody going to think they're writing a check to Shay. Who they write that check to, Shay?
The Angela Denise Foundation.
Okay, you better stop playing. Shay, why they don't put the check in Shay name? S-H-Y. Or Shania Shay, your real government name.
You said
why
S-H-Y?
Your name?
Who's Shy?
S-H-A-Y. I said Shy. Hey, Shy, tell the people why they'll never write you a check, Shy. That may be your new nickname now. You see me, Lynette? Katara, I think I just found a new love name for Shay. We gonna call her Shy. Now, only I can do that though now. Tiffany, what you think, Tiffany? Charmaine, you think I could call Shay Shy and pull it off?
Anyway, see, now you made me forget what you asked me.
See, that's that love name. See, that love name made her forget y'all. I even forgot, Shay, what I asked you. Now, let's see who paying attention. What did I ask Shay, y'all? Because we just got lost in love just that fast.
You get.
Hey, Tiffany, see how we get lost in love, Tiffany?
I can't.
I'm talking about calling you Shy, and you completely. So we was talking about community-funded programs, babe, right? And we was talking about.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Anyway, now we got to move on because Shay, hey, Katara, she can't even remember now. Shy, you so crazy.
Take the business maven, boy. Why is the check written out to ADF and not Shay?
It would take my accountant to be right on top of it and say what we. Because my accountant ain't gonna let me slip, y'all. Big shout out to the business maven. He's on WOKB every Friday. AM radio, WOKV 1680. And also our accountant and confidant. What's going on, Lynette?
Okay, so why the check will not be in my name before I forget? Ouch, I just almost hit myself in the face. The reason why it will be in the business name is because that's who they're doing. That's who they're partnering with, right? They're not partnering with Shania Shay. They're not partnering with Shay. They're partnering with another entity, not an individual. They do not partner with individuals unless you are a client. That is the only partnership they are doing. It's business to business relationship or nonprofit to nonprofit, business to nonprofit, whatever it is. They are doing business with that entity, not Tiffany, not Lynette, not Derek, not Angela. It is a business to business relationship. Yeah. When they write or submit for those grants, it's not saying, I'm going to give my homegirl down the street a couple of $1,000s every year to house people for us. No, that don't work like that. It has to be a legal transaction, a business transaction. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to submit my W-9 and say, here you go, the Angela Denise Foundation, providing you the proof that the document that you need to supply proof back if you're ever under audit, who those funds are going to. So they can see how many checks. When they write them checks, that's a whole nother set of accounting measures that are put in place. So those W-9s, again, keep them responsible, me responsible for my taxes as well. And it shows, the financial back and forth, the relationship financially between the two entities.
Good stuff. I love it. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate that. Let's take a quick commercial break. Shay and I probably got another 15 minutes. Maybe she's going to drag me out of here real soon.
Not even 15. You may not have 15.
Well, maybe it's 6 minutes. So when I come back, we're going to begin to close this thing up. If you guys got any questions about next steps, I want to focus on that. I also want to drive you all to follow me and become my friend on Facebook. When I leave here today, I want to see 55 friend requests at Derek Forston. More important than being my friend, go and be nosy. Look at what we're doing and posting and how we're changing lives with this model. I also want you guys to follow me here on YouTube at Forston Consultants, where Shay and I, every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we give this game away.
Absolutely.
7 p.m. Eastern, and every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, because on a regular Saturday, I'll be here till like 1 o'clock. Like sometime, man, we go far. Today, we just got a lot going on, but I hope still in under an hour and 20 minutes that we've given y'all a lot of game, or at least open up your eyes to a new opportunity. If nothing else, that's a daily prayer for me, that God allow me that when I open my mouth to talk about this theme, God, I pray that people have already been praying for it.
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready to take a commercial break. I want to know in the chat, who's been praying for something just like this? And then bam, here I go right in your face, running my big mouth, sharing now about how to do it. Let's get a word from David and Dennis. We'll be right back. Some of y'all are still trying to figure out if I'm an actual triplet. I thought I said it, but if I did it, here we go. Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forston Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forston Consultants as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forston Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA, and you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information. All right, let's get back into it. So as we got the last 6 minutes, I want to make one quick change. That was kind of when we changed it from 6 p.m. to 7. So don't listen to Dennis, who's usually really sharp. Dennis is on it usually, but that's 7 p.m. every Monday and Tuesday. Miss Shay, back on you to start to get ready to close us down.
Just to re-answer this question, the check doesn't come in my name because they're not doing business with me. I am not a business, right? I am Shanye Shay is not an LLC, a corporation. It is not a nonprofit, for-profit, S-corp, none of that. My organization is the Angela Denise Foundation. So that is who they are partnering with. They're not partnering with a person. They are partnering with an entity.
And that's why the first step to my coaching, who's that pure elegance, is to turn yourself into a business. So again, hopefully you heard me earlier talk about like that caused me a $40,000 lawsuit. I made the Channel 8 news because dummy me, I put my name on the lease, right? And that's not how we do this. Not even that house is doing business with Derek. That house is doing business with Second Chance Housing, my program. So like Shay said, these social workers and these companies, these managing entities in your county, they're not writing you a check. They want to write it to your business. So that's why the first step and trust me, guys, Shay and I are also business coaches just at the core. We own 8 businesses. So we don't care what you do. If you're the local shade tree mechanic, if you bake chocolate chip cookies or you paint and sell it to people, you need a business. Now, the smallest of the smallest, and I'm no accountant or I'm not giving any advice, is usually just a quick LLC. Some people decide to go S Corp, C Corp, blah, 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 blah. There's nonprofit like Shay. But again, guys, because Derek, that was one of my first mistakes, trying to do business just under me. That was dumb, y'all. So I don't allow y'all to make those same mistakes. Prime example, I got an ebook that's called How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. It's literally the 12 dumbest mistakes that I made when I started, including that lawsuit. Now I think my team changed it, but it's supposed to be, I think, $27. Guys, if you did nothing but buy that book and read the table of contents, if you didn't even read the book, that book could save your life and probably save all of y'all $40,000. Okay, so invest in yourself as well. But that book is called How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco, Avoiding the 12 Dumbest Mistakes I Made When I Got Started. So let that be a lesson to you all, ma'am. Turn yourself into a business, because if you get a call from a hospital and she say, okay, who I make that check out to? Or send me your W-9, you're going to say, huh? But if you under my coaching and teaching, or even my YouTube channel, you're going to know better than that. Make sense, ma'am or sir? Let me know in the chat if that works. Let me bring this back down. And I want to talk about the coaching for 2 seconds before Shay yanked me out of here. Also put in the chat, especially my new people. In fact, only new people, because I know the older folks love us anyway, right? If you're new to us today and you've only met me for this hour and 20 minutes, let me know if y'all enjoyed this today. Did you guys enjoy this today? Let me know if this is something that you've been looking for, and right? But let me know if you guys enjoyed this today, because again, I like to tell people, if you enjoyed this, can you imagine what the one-on-one coaching is like? Okay. So really quickly, the ILF.
Go ahead. No. So I want to answer this question for the DIY masterclass, the mastermind we did. That will be delivered into your portal. So just like how you have all your course information, that should be available to you all by Tuesday at the latest. That amazing reader that we have does a lot of things, but what we did is we downloaded everything so that we weren't just sending y'all links. We wanted you to get all of the information in one place so that it's not you going from place to place trying to get all of the content that you all are getting in your courses. So the video has already been uploaded. We're just getting the transcript and the all of the other stuff compiled, and then it will all be uploaded together. So it should be available by Tuesday at the latest.
Yep. So they kind of turned it into a little course like, so going to address that a little bit for you all. Also, G Love, let the people know in the chat, like, how was that? Like, did you enjoy that? That was a special masterclass. In fact, big shout out. Shame on me, I didn't even do that. I want to shout out each and every person that invested in themselves and purchased that DIY. 69 people in the last 37 days purchased that. Big shout out to, who was that last person that just got it like yesterday? Anyway, 69 people in the last probably 37 to 39 days purchased that. So I wanted to just give back for no charge at all. And I told you guys we will meet for at least 2 hours. Guys, that turned into a 4-hour masterclass. So if you were in that class, either call me a liar or tell the people how great that was, right? And we're going to make sure that you guys get the, I think they call it a transcript or something, but definitely the video as well and all the new stuff.
So what we're doing,
great class.
So what happens with the thing that we use when we do the, I want to explain because you said something awesome. Oh no. Hold on. Go ahead. You go ahead. Okay,
so let me see. It was absolutely. So yeah, so that was an absolute great class. So just to go over the coaching again really quickly, I offered an upgrade that night to anybody that wanted that. So I think right before we came on, my team saw somebody that texted that particular word that we told you to text. I think the team is still going to honor that, even though it was supposed to be paid by that time. I think we're still going to go ahead and honor that. But for the one-on-one coaching, guys, it's always been $7,500. But for the whole year of 2025, we dropped that to $5,000. So it's literally $4,997, and I cover the tax. So my accountant is here, so I got to be careful about that, right? So $4,997 is the cost of the one-on-one coaching, and for the DIY, it's only $497. So either $5,000 or $500, or the free version, right? That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. So big shout out to a lot of the people that are just coming on YouTube and literally just soaking this up, and you're emailing us and telling us that you're just binging our stuff and you're literally getting started from that. Big shout out to a lot of people that also keep emailing me and telling me this one thing. Derek, thank you for that video that you shot when you said don't use the word housing in your name like you did, Derek, 8 years ago. So if you're late to that, just really quickly,
just to be more bankable at the bank and not to box you into just housing. My name today is Second Chance Housing, but the knowledge I know today instead of 8 years ago, I should have named my program Second Chance Solutions, Second Chance Enterprise, Second Chance Foundation, Second Chance Project, Second Chance Group, Second Chance Incorporated, Second Chance. See what I mean, guys? Not the word home, housing, or living. Don't use those words in your name if you're under me right now. 5 of y'all tell me, thank you, Derek. I never knew that, bro. But again, at the bank hates real estate. So when you go in and when I see you to go get that checking account, I don't want them to box you into real estate. You're more of a solution, your enterprise, your project, your foundation. Banks love that stuff, and it makes you more bankable to get more business loans, business lines of credit, business credit cards. But if you go calling yourself housing, you're talking about real estate, they're going to box you in. You're going to get a $200 credit card versus a $20,000 credit card. Trust me, ask me how I know. So that's some free coaching. A lot of y'all been emailing saying, thank you for saying that, because you didn't know. And you thought you was going to name your place something, something housing or something, something living. No, you're not. Okay. Congratulations. That's for free. Other than that, last time, one-on-one coaching, $5,000, DIY, do it on your own, $500. And they both come with the website build out. My team builds it because we own the digital marketing company. The virtual assistant that we also offer you is on us. I told you guys earlier, you might have missed it. Guys, I don't sell products and VAs and videos. Guys, I give that complimentary. I sell transformation. For you all that are tired of your job and you ready to leave and you want to do something that's more meaningful in life and you love to help people, you've been trying to get into real estate, this is it. There's no reason you just by chance you bumped into us today for such a time as this. So again, guys, I sell transformation when you're ready to change your life. So you pick one of those. But again, I'll tell you right now, before you buy anything from me, do your research on me. Ask people about me. As they say back in the day, Google me. Today, guys, I'll fill that whole front page up. 8 years ago, you wouldn't have found nothing but maybe a jail record. Today, I'll fill that whole front page up. Ain't no telling what they would have found, Shay. Today,
you ain't told me.
Today, I fill the whole front page because this is what I'm known for all around the world now. My wife and I, and we drag my accountant along too. So again, guys, thank y'all so much for allowing us to pour this into you. And like I tell everybody, if you buy nothing from me, just show up every Monday and Tuesday and I'll change your life. And then we together going to give God the credit. Because remember, I told you earlier, I decrease so that God can increase in us. So we take no credit. God is over all of this. And without God, this is all baloney. But because God is mixed in it, it's genius. Make sense, everybody? I love you guys like a fat kid loves cake. I'm going to let Shay bless y'all, and we're going to get you guys out of here today. Shay?
Listen, it's been a great day, Derek. For those of you that missed the DIY, do not worry. You will get the invite.
Oh, hold it. Sandra, we got you. Sandra, we blew your phone up Friday. But I think, Sandra, when you called back, my team was doing some onboardings. No problem, sis. In fact, big shout out to Sandra. Sandra's one of those smart people, y'all, that came to the DIY, soaked the class up, and was like, oh my God, how can I not upgrade the way he offered it? And watch this. None of y'all business what they got, because I don't tell that. When people upgrade and move on and do big, like I don't even, ain't none of your business how they got in it. Right. But again, big shout out to Miss Sandra and a bunch. Well, hold on. Actually, I'm going to call y'all out. I can find you. Big shout out to Miss Kathy. I think she did it. Hold it, Shay. Big shout out to Miss Jillian Chong. Big shout out to Sandra Washington. Big shout out to James Swain. Big shout out to Crystal and her whole team. Yeah. Big team. They came in together. And big shout out to Nikesha and her husband, who I heard that Jess helped you guys get onboarded and everything. And now they're going to throw you to me. So you're all mine now. So congratulations to everybody that invested in themselves. Because again, I didn't make you do it. God had already told you that this is something you're supposed to do. And God was so genius, he merged us together.
Because all this is my prayer and y'all prayer merging. Because I pray, God, send us good people that want to do this and ready to move forward and help people and change their lives. You pray, God, I'm tired of this job and I'm ready. God, give me a sign. Show me something. I want to start one of those houses, Lord. And then bam, he merged me and you together for such a time as this. So shout out to all of those families. Oh, we got to go. But I just saw Charmaine's name. Shay, I'm going to close.
No, listen,
but I told Charmaine that we was going to.
You're okay. You're okay. I got a text message.
Okay.
So you're good. You got another 20 minutes.
Okay, I won't make it that long.
No, but I
do.
got a text message. So if you want, I can go ahead and send Charmaine, because I would love for her, if she's available, to come on the chat.
Because I want to. Well, I don't know if she's ready for that. I was just going to gear it up. But if she's ready, maybe we could. I want to show the people and just talk about it. Charmaine, do you have time to jump on this screen? Because if not, you know me, I can run my big mouth. But Charmaine, if you're here, it makes it better.
To share it, not
it makes it better. Yeah.
No,
I want to still gear it up, but if she can speak, that'll make it better.
So while I'm waiting, she said no.
And I'm gonna tell you now, Charmaine's my sister. Not because Charmaine not be available. Charmaine said, "Ooh, shit, you want me to speak in front of all them people?"
Come on, Charmaine.
Charmaine know I'm gonna mess with her. But what I do want Charmaine to do is call me a liar in the chat if anything I say is not true. Charmaine, will you do that? Because Charmaine, I want to show the people how the one-on-one coaching works. Because some of my one-on-one people, even y'all that have it, y'all forget one of the features of my coaching is when I teach you all of this stuff and your phone get to ringing and you get nervous about what do you say and what to do. Guys, you forget I'm your brother. That's what I'm for. Now, these DIY people and these YouTube folks, they can't say, well, Derek, can you help me on the phone? Charmaine can call me right now and say, Derek, I'm getting ready to interview my first client. And Derek, I'll admit, I'm ready. I'm confident in all your coaching, but Derek, I'm a little nervous. It's the first one. And Derek, I'm so excited. I say, Charmaine, no problem. Put him on the phone.
Come on, Charmaine.
Charmaine put that, and I say, Charmaine, not only do I want to talk to him and do it for you, but Charmaine, I want you to be on the phone. It's going to be baloney. Just if I say, well, Charmaine, he said, let's all be on the call together. I said, Charmaine, what is his name? Then we talked about him for about 25 minutes, and Charmaine gave me all of the info. Charmaine, if I'm lying yet, call me a liar. Tell me, go ahead if I'm telling the truth, though. Type in the word, type in the chat, go ahead.
See, Charmaine don't know she could join without putting on her camera, but
she said, you're telling the truth. She said, you're telling the truth. Charmaine, you didn't have to agree with that. You would say, they're just playing, y'all. I ain't got my hair done today. But Shay told you don't have to be on screen either. But watch this. Charmaine said, Derek, here's all this information. I got all the stuff I need. I said, put him on the phone. Boom. We went through the whole phone call. Charmaine got a chance to hear a real live assessment of what it sounds like the way I do it. And I said, Charmaine, even though I gave you the assessment, all those 25 questions, I say, Charmaine, watch how I don't go in order. And I won't ask a lot of stuff that's on it. And I will ask things that are not on it. I said, but watch how I do it. And as you're comfortable, Charmaine, you chime in. So as I'm telling the guy, I said, hey, sir, everything sounds good so far. Miss Charmaine may have some questions. And y'all, I'm dying for Charmaine to jump in, right? So Charmaine comes in and asks her last 3 questions. We wrap the call up. And unless anything changed, I think Charmaine moved this guy in either Friday or he's coming. Ended up being a great assessment. Great client, but watch what I told Charmaine as my coaching client, as my sister, as I call you. I said, Charmaine, I'll be honest. Most of your calls ain't going to go that great. That guy was nice. I mean, he met all of the criteria. He had the income. He had the family. He had all of the stuff that we're looking for. Because I taught Charmaine, what are we asking these people and what are we looking for in response? Most of y'all get so nervous, you forget about me. Remember that day, not only am I your brother, I'm your program director. I don't care where you live at. Charmaine is in Canton, Ohio. I'm in Orlando. That client don't know that. Charmaine introduced me as, hey, I'm gonna just call him Brian. That's not his name, but just to be sensitive and keep his name out of it. Hey, Brian, my program director also wants to speak to you. You and I conversation, it went great, but Mr. Derek also has some questions. He said, no problem. And I put him through the rigmarole. I was trying to make him trip up because I've been doing this a long time. And y'all, everything that we asked, And then finally at the end, I say, now, sir, you almost sound too good to be true. Am I missing anything? When the last time you been to jail? When the last time you fought your mama or your daddy? When the last time you punched a hole in the wall? When the last time you got drunk? When the last time you snorted cocaine? I took him through everything and end up being a perfect client for Miss Charmaine. First client I just saw, it comes in on Wednesday. That's how the coaching works. Charmaine called me at like 10 o'clock in the morning, randomly, not set up no appointment, just called me. She know every 2 weeks, our long version are appointments every 2 weeks. That's the long version. What y'all getting tonight, keep saying tonight. What you getting right now, can y'all imagine we doing this on the phone with me, you, and your family, or on a Zoom? Well, I love StreamYard too, y'all. I use that. Can you imagine on this call, instead of that being Shay, that's you and your family? And all I want you to do is sit like this and just listen to me. Because I give you the software and the system. I give you my $8,000 worth of paperwork that I got. Remember that lawsuit that I told y'all about? Guys, my lawyer charged me $8,000 to build the paperwork that runs our business today.
Yeah.
I give it to y'all.
Absolutely.
In both of my packages. So if you can do math, I just told you that my paperwork I give you to brand it with your company name on it was $8,000. Guys, my coaching is $5,000 and $500. No brainer. So the longer you hang around me, you're going to hear me use the word a no-brainer a lot. We make our coaching a no-brainer because most people that are trying to coach you in this, it's just going to be all talk. Us, we got the software and the system that runs it. We give it to you. We got the virtual assistant while you at your 9-to-5 job trying to feed your family, answer all your calls, do all your social media, build your relationships in the community, build that list of people where you to go and advertise. Guys, that's why we call it the ILF Mastery Blueprint. There is nobody that coaches this like us. Oh, and put the topping on the cake. God is all over this thing. And I just told you 20 times a day, I'm no pastor, I'm no priest, and I'm not a bishop. But oh, do we love God and we love people and we love real estate. And God, not Derek, because I would have never thought of this. God said, Derek, put them all together. My love, social services, and real estate, because that's how I'm going to make you rich, boy. And that's how we build the kingdom. Somewhere in that good book, it says, build God's ideas. Put God's plans before mine. I think the proper way says, seek ye first the kingdom and all of his righteousness. And if I'm messing it up, my accountant's in here and she's deep in that word. She'll correct me. But my version says this. I give a version that people understand. Sometimes they'll call it amplified and all the other versions. This version to me says, Derek, put God's ideas before your own. Derek, put God's plans before yours. Derek, build something that God told you to put your hands on, not all of those shiny object syndrome things. Derek, do God's will and pray God's will be done, Derek, and not yours. That's what that means to me. Derek, build something that'll outlast you, Derek. Guys, my brother built the program and he dead and gone now, but that program is still running today because it was bigger than Otis. Lord have mercy. God and I worked out a deal, Shay. See, Shay didn't notice the other day, y'all. So I had to tell Shay. I said, Shay, you don't know it, but me and God worked out a deal. I'm going to live to about 114 years old. When me and Shay die together, this the part Shay didn't know. I said, Shay, baby, in case you didn't know, we're dying together in the bed, holding hands like this at 1:15. Lynette don't even know this. But when me and Shay leave here, I'll be that gummed. And that's a strong word without me cussing, that somebody ain't running this still when we're gone. Yeah. Somebody ain't running second chance housing, my housing program when I'm gone. That will so upset me because I'm building it to be bigger than me. Can 10 of y'all put in the chat, Derek, that makes sense? And that's what some of y'all call today generational wealth. That's just a fancy way to put it, just like what I just said. Lord have mercy. Miss Rhonda, somebody gonna miss that, Miss Rhonda. Miss Belinda, somebody gonna miss that whole last part that I just said. That's why I came out with that whole thing last week. What are you doing with the dash in those 2 dates that you was born? Lord have mercy. So I'm gonna come out with a t-shirt that says, what are you doing with the dash? And I told y'all I'm pouring everything I got into the dash. because that's what they're going to remember me by. They're going to forget when I was born. They're going to forget my birthday, and they're going to forget when I died 3 weeks after it's gone. Come on, y'all. Because my instruction for y'all, when I pass, cry 1 or 2 days and move on, dog, because it's work to be done. Some cultures, and this is no disrespect, they'll mourn those people for weeks and months. No disrespect to that, but don't do me like that. Cry a day or two and move on with your life with everything that I've ever poured into you. Lord have mercy. I'm out of here, Shay.
Sandra Washington says she wants that shirt.
What are you doing with the dash, Miss Sandra? Like, that's gonna be a whole t-shirt line, just like Shay's line. She's getting ready to drop the thing on. This ain't the Gap from the mall, y'all. Not the Gap at the mall in Old Navy. What does it stand for, Shay?
God's appointed people.
To do what?
To fill in the gap and make up the hedge, right? That is
whatever God has called you to do.
Whatever God has told you to do, do it. Be that person that God has placed here in the earth to do his will, to do his kingdom mandate. You can go to the Angela Denise Foundation's website. The shirts start at $15. The team has to do some updates with the pictures because of some modifications they made to it, but on the Angela Denise Foundation.org, and you can order your shirts. I am personally making them. I make them personally for y'all. So I sprinkle in a little love. So every shirt, like I said, is made by us and sent directly to you.
And also it helps Shay to do things like this. And we're going to do this and leave, because if I just keep talking, y'all, I love this so much, y'all. I can just talk and talk, but y'all pray for me too. Watch this. I want y'all to pray for me, right? Because I don't have enough sense to know how to talk from my belly. So I scream and yell with everything I do while I'm coaching. I'm loud and just boisterous like
and he
that.
Ain't
That's
never
just
got
me.
no voice.
And I'm speaking. God is blessing us so much where I'm having to do a lot more speaking than usual. I'm trying to help save my voice. Tia on here is usually the one to help me keep it down to make sure I ain't getting too loud. I think I did a pretty good job today, but I need to speak more like this. The way that I'm speaking right now is how I need to speak all the time while I'm on, but I get so excited and I start talking like this. Y'all pray for me, because that's passion, but it's not helping my voice, and God is calling me to speak more. So if you believe in prayer, y'all help me say, Derek, God, help Derek. I know he's passionate, but help Derek calm it down or learn the art to speak from his belly like his wife is trying to teach him.
Please,
Shay
Lord.
is a singer, so she naturally understands it. When she tried to tell me to do it, Lynette, I talk and I look funny because I'm trying to make myself do. She said, speak from your and see, I don't know how. So y'all pray that God gives me the gift to learn how to speak from the diaphragm so that I can speak 7 days a week and it wouldn't hurt me. Right now, if I speak more than 3 times a week like this, I feel it. And this is how we get the word out. So y'all help me with that. Anyway, back over here. When you master the art, let me slow it down. When you've mastered the art of housing people, you guys, God, that's hard for me. This is the things that you can add to it. So I say this all the time. I'm going to try to be fast with it because I can go on and on. A lot of you women, because 98% of y'all that follow us are women. Naturally, y'all got hearts of gold and you want to help people. So big shout out to all the guys that follow us, because I need more of y'all, actually. I need to do a whole campaign of men that need to get into this. But can you imagine women never being able to put on a full face of makeup, lipstick, having your hair done, blow dry, blowed out, manicures and pedicures? Some of y'all get it done so much that you kind of take it for granted. Not that you're mean, you just forget about it because you're so blessed. What if you were able to offer this to other people and pour into them? And that's what Shay also does at the Angela Denise Foundation. I keep saying it, I haven't done it yet, but I want to do the same thing with the haircut and the shave thing. Now, I give my guys clothing and all of that stuff, but I love the idea of being able to bring a freshness because it helps with their what's the word, their morale, help me, Lynette, their security, their mental state. There you go, that kind of stuff. So again, this is just something small that we usually kind of like to end the room with, that just, again, once you mastered the art of housing, because in the beginning, I'll admit, I don't want you adding nothing to this until we get the housing down. It's going to be enough all by itself. So do not get into well, Derek, I want to add this. I want to add. No. Let's master housing. People can be a trip. Some of y'all got them in y'all family. And not to be funny, but mental illness is everywhere.
Yeah.
And these are the people that we're dealing with, mostly on the fringes of life. So again, make sure you also take care of yourself this year. I've been saying that a lot. Make sure that we're taking the stairs sometime. Make sure that we ain't drinking soda every day. Let's drink some water sometimes. Let's work out a little bit. Remember, guys, it's hard to do God's will without the mind of Christ and without an able body. So I pray that over all of y'all, mostly when we leave, that God gives y'all both the mind of Christ and an able body to do what he's called you to do.
Absolutely.
And Shay, without that, I think that's pretty good. That's a great stopping moment. I do want to remind them of the procrastination thing. Y'all can take a picture of that, steal this actually, and post it later. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do. And for most of y'all, you already feel called to something like this. So, does that make sense, everybody? How many of you all just type it in the chat? Derek, I do feel called to do this. Type in the chat, I feel called to do this. Because if you do, I don't want you to procrastinate. And watch this. Don't matter with me how you get in it. Now, I want you to get the one-on-one coaching because I can almost ensure your success that way as long as you put your all in it. I can't ensure your success through my webinar or through even the DIY because I don't know what you're doing under the DIY. So I tell people under the DIY program, you're telling me, Derek, I'm smart and I don't need you to hold my hand. I can read, I can watch videos, and I can follow instruction. A lot of people do well in the DIY. But why do you think most people upgrade once they get the DIY? There's nothing like having Shay and I in your back pocket while you're doing this. To pick that phone, I'm like Charmaine, who's so excited, but also just being real, it does bring a little nervousness. And y'all, you should have seen me on my first call 8 years ago, stuttering so bad. It was a mess. Charmaine don't even stutter, but when you're nervous, that may come out. But as I always say, that's why you got me. Charmaine's first 5-6 calls can be just like that. And then one day I'm gonna say, all right, now Charmaine, this is number 7. Now, she ain't gonna be that way, but I'm saying, all right, sis, you got to give it a go now. And just like I'll teach you, I say, Charmaine, these people don't know you. They don't know your inexperience in this. Yeah. And nobody is to know that under me. I'm the only one should know that you don't kind of know what you're doing. But your first 5 or 6 calls, Charmaine, they should all be on the phone with me. No problem. That's what you paid me for. Now, most coaches don't go that far, but I do because I want you to get it. Because I done coached so many of y'all in 38 states now, hundreds of y'all, I know it works. The only way you fail at this is if you give up. That's how powerful that I know our coaching is and how good our God is. The need for housing is so great. I don't care where you live in. And before we go, everybody put in the chat what city and state you're in. Go ahead and speak in faith right now. Where will you lunch at? It's expensive no matter where you live at. Yep. So the need for this is so great that if you fail at this, Lord have mercy, I'm going to just say you gave up. You didn't try hard enough. Or maybe God called you to bake chocolate chip cookies. I don't know. Because maybe this ain't for everybody. Maybe God called you to throw fish fries every Saturday night. I don't know. But lucky for you, we're business coaches. So I don't care if you want to fry chicken every Saturday. We'll turn it into a dadgum business and we'll sell you out. Because I don't care what you sell. Shay and I are business coaches. We'll help you sell whatever. And then last but not least, one thing that I often talk about also is moving at the speed of instruction. And because somebody sometimes don't like that word instruction, move at the speed of revelation. Business Maven, how you like that one? Because that means that when we hear something that's so powerful that you feel like God has called you to, why wouldn't you move on it? That's why our pricing for what we offer is so stupid low. I make it a no-brainer because I almost want you to feel bad about it if you don't get it. I'll admit that. If you don't get at least the DIY, I'll be just honest with you. I want you to feel bad about it. You mean to tell me the thing God has put in your heart, you won't spend $500 on it, and we offer financing? So I won't beat you up about it, but don't tell me God has put this thing on your heart, and I got a product that last year was $4,500. This year it's $497, and I cover the tax.
The devil is a liar. Okay, so that's my spiel on that, guys. Move at the speed of instruction, move at the speed of revelation. And last but not least, y'all don't owe me a dime. I don't pass around an offering plate. But watch this. We do love and live for Google reviews. If 25 of y'all can give a Google review today, they say, wow, man, that guy Derek and Shay, they opened my eyes to something I've never thought of. Or I have thought of it, but didn't know where to start, and they freely gave it. And not only did I join today, he got 775 videos that'll answer every question I got if I got the time to invest in myself. I would appreciate that just personally if you never buy nothing. Make sense, everybody? Because God is going to always send us the right people. So that's why you will also see me not push so hard on the coaching. Notice I teach way longer than my coach about buy this, buy that, but buy this. I'm going to let God speak to you after you've heard me, because most of y'all, he told you to get into it anyway. So I'll appreciate if you guys say, Derek, man, I don't mind that. I would love to do a Google review and just share my experience meeting you for the first time, because most of y'all came from TikTok and you came over to YouTube, and I want to thank y'all for doing that too. A lot of y'all did that. So I'm going to go back and read the chat, because when I ask y'all to do certain stuff, I love to see it. So I love that. Is the upgrade 4,500 or 5K after the DIY? No, the DIY is only 500, and then we'll allow you to pay the difference. So, okay. So if you bought the DIY already and you want to upgrade, you just pay the difference. And there's a high percentage of people that just, I can do it on my own. And like the other said, like there's a lady the other day that said, Derek, this DIY is great. She said, but boy, I would sure love if I could call you. She's one of the people that upgraded. Okay. So again, the DIY is great. It's just that, again, what is your learning style? How fast do you want to get started? Some people say, well, Derek, I got a job. I got 2 entrepreneurship, but I got 5. Derek, I'm going to take my time. The DIY is more for me, Derek, because I don't have time to coach you one-on-one, because I'm doing it at my own pace. That's why we developed the DIY, so that people can do it at their own pace. So yeah, $5,000 for the one-on-one coaching, you locked in. $500 for the DIY. But again, what's cool about them both, we build your website and all the paperwork, documents, ebooks come with them both. Okay. And the first step is just texting that phrase more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's why y'all see me drinking tea a lot more lately too. So just trying to help my voice.
It's time to go, baby.
Time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. Oh, I got a quick announcement. I think David and Dennis had something else real quick. We'll be right back. Dennis, when's the next time you guys are having some kind of event where you're going to be talking more about independent living facilities? I know I'm a little bit of a knucklehead and I don't always catch you guys when you go live, because I think you guys got something on YouTube on Mondays and Tuesdays and Saturdays, right? But when's the next time that you guys are going to have some kind of other kind of event? David, the next best time that's going to happen, believe it or not, Derek for the first time is going to do a 3-day challenge. That's going to be May 20th, 21st, and 22nd, where Derek is going to do 3 intensive days of hardcore training. How do you start, scale, and grow your independent living facility? The challenge is by day 3 that you leave with the confidence, the tools, and the know-how to start your own independent living facility. How does that sound to you? Man, that sounds great. It also sounds like what Derek says all the time. That sounds like a cheat code to getting started. So I'm actually going to go to that website now. I'm going to check it out. I know I gave you my word last time that I was coming to that conference and I didn't make it, but you can assure I would not miss this 3-day challenge. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. David, you're such a knucklehead, and I know you're going to forget anyway. Make sure to join us every Monday and Tuesday on our YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Eastern. But also every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, right on our YouTube channel at Forster Consultants. That way you can get a lot of learning and the know-how until the event. Because you, David, I know you, bro, you're going to forget. So don't forget, every Monday and Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, we'll see you there. All right, all right. Give it up for David and Dennis. Y'all pray for David. David is a little bit of a knucklehead, y'all. Dennis is very sharp. He's taking all the classes. That David, we trying to get David together. So y'all pray for David. Good stuff. Good stuff. Derek, my job is very demanding, so I will be able to keep up with so what will I? Yes. Because I slow it down and I cater it to you. So we customize it. So there are people that say, Derek, I want to go fast. I have no job, no kids. Let's go. But people like you, I slow it down. I do a great job of what I'll call out coaching. I don't want to ever out coach anybody.
Yeah.
If I out coach you, frustration sets in, you get aggravated, frustrated, and you'll never finish, and you'll find excuses, or the devil whispers excuses in your ear that it's not working. But again, the devil is a liar. I got people that'll meet me on a Monday, and in 2 weeks later, they have a house and people in it. But I got people that like Katara, who's here today, that sat under me for 3 years before getting her first house.
Right.
Now she's getting so many houses so fast, she can hardly keep up. So depending on what you put into it and what you got all involved in your life, because prime example, again, Katara Johnson's in here right now. She's got 3 jobs, just quit one of them. She's got a life. She's got a husband. She's got a family. She owns more than one business. And then I mentioned she got more than one job.
Right.
Katara, somebody that came along, found me on YouTube just like this. Like most of y'all, like, wow, that sounds pretty cool. She came to the masterclass, sat like this and just soaked it up. Came to something else that we did and always here religiously. And then she messed around and became an ILF Mastery Blueprint member. And now the whole top comes out because now instead of Katara thinking about stuff and scratching her head, she picked that phone up. Hey, big bro, I'm going through this today. What's up with this? Right? So again, and now she's gotten so good where Katara doesn't do that every 2 weeks thing. My new people, we should be meeting every 2 weeks until you become a genius. Katara, we ain't met in 2 weeks and I don't know how long, but she can call me any day of the week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, with any problem, any question, or any testimony, because lately it's been testimonies. Big bro, guess what I did now? Big bro, guess what happened now? And that's why I tell people, man, even though our coaching has seemed like forever, most of y'all, if you follow my coaching, you ain't gonna even need me after about 6 to 9 months. Because life and the people you're serving and me gonna teach you this whole game. I'm a great coach, but guess who's gonna be a better coach than even me? The people you're serving, the clients and the problems that you've never seen or dealt with. Katara learned a lot from me. Some of it was pre-problem, meaning, ooh, Derek told me that. Ooh, Derek told me to look out for that. Something was, oh my God, Derek never said this. Derek! Now she calling me. Sis, well, every now and again, and now every problem puts another feather in your cap for experience. Katara is just as experienced as I am now, even though I outweigh her many years. Trust me, y'all, when you're dealing with people more than 3, 4, 5, 8, 9 months, you begin to get real good at this because you're going to see a lot of the trickery, a lot of the razzle dazzle, as I call it, Katara. But then in the beginning, Katara couldn't smell trouble. Today, she smelled it before it even come. Experience taught her that I can't teach that Tyrone gonna come with razzle dazzle. But maybe now because you've seen razzle dazzle and Ralph and Jose and Carlos before, ooh, he acting like that last guy that I had that did that. So experience on top of my coaching, God's guidance, that's what makes this genius. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. Shay, I think we better cut it. I know you gave me extra time, but I want to save a little bit of my voice. Guys, I thank y'all so much. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope y'all appreciate us as much as we appreciated you. Again, just friend request me. Go and be nosy, right? Definitely soak up the YouTube channel. Text Katara individually if you think I'm lying about it. Let her be an inspiration to you. In fact, type in 311 Solutions. Katara, can you please type in your housing program? I don't want to embarrass you right now, but put you on the spot. But I want to show people somebody that said, Derek, I'll never give up until it happens. I done coached so many people that ran into every stumbling block that Katara did, and they quit. For whatever reason, life, family, they just quit. Katara said, Derek, I don't care what happened, bro. I got to make this happen because I don't want to keep this job forever. I want to retire my husband too. She's already quit Shay, resigned from one of those jobs.
Good job.
So please, Katara, put the name of your program in the chat. I want you guys to follow 311 Solutions in South Carolina, Florida. South Carolina, Florida.
It's time for you to go.
Columbia, South Carolina. Friend request Katara. If nothing else, allow her social media to be a blessing to you because Katara's not one of my amazing stories of
Boy, she met us on Monday, signed up Thursday, and what? 2 weeks later, she had a house with 5 clients in it. I got a lot of those stories. Katara's not that.
Yeah.
Story now is that she's the preferred vendor in her community. They call Katara for housing now. I had to take one of my YouTube commercials down because the Katara became the person there. And I didn't want y'all going to her spot. That's how powerful this is, y'all. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. And I hope that me and my family were a part of showing you a different way to use and think about real estate with doing God's will. Last thing, and this is one of the things that we stand for, and this is the last time I'll ask y'all to join in on anything. This next thing that I mentioned right now, just type in the chat if you can also agree to this, and you wouldn't mind this quote for you and your family. Because Shay and I believe in this, and we live by it. We want to please God. We want to help people. We want to be respected by the community, but we also want to make enough money to feed our family and build the kingdom of God. Type in the chat, Derek, man, I can get down with that, bro. Like I don't see nothing wrong with that, Derek. You said, please God, help people. And I want y'all community to respect you while you're doing it, Katara.
Yeah.
But Angela, I also want you to make enough money to feed you and your tribe. You got a family, Angela. Most of y'all got families here. All 99.9% of y'all got family in here. That 1.1 is rare, but I'll just put it out there. And I don't see nothing in the chat yet, babe. So maybe it's just me and you. Do you guys want to please God, help people, be respected by the community, but also make a bunch of money doing it? That's what I want you, like y'all prayer to be. Because I pray that every day for me and my family. And Shay, I don't know if it's delayed, but I don't see anything. And I don't want to force anybody to agree with us, but that's what you and I will always live by, Shay. We're going to please God, because if we do that, Shay, everything else that I dream of falls into place. I want to help people because that's biblical. God said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. God said, when you do unto the least, come on, Sandra, I know it's somebody. Ronald, somebody agree. Jilly, Miss Charm. God said, when you do unto the least of thee, the marginalized, the homeless, it's like you're doing it unto me. And if you don't want to make a bunch of money while doing God's will, maybe we're just not on the same page. Because if I can build the kingdom, guess what my other prayer is? God, can you allow me and my wife to be the biggest givers at my church?
Yeah.
Some of y'all ain't even thought of a prayer like that. But what has to happen for God to make you the biggest giver at your church? He got to bless your socks off. Because watch this, not to put my church out there, but my church got doctors, lawyers, ex-professional football players. They got a bunch of money. God, I give them all. Tiffany, have you ever thought of that, Tiffany? God, I want to be the biggest giver in my community. God, I want to be the biggest giver at my storehouse. I don't know if y'all go to church. I do. I don't know. But Tiffany, I want to be the biggest giver. And they never have to announce it. They never have to grab a mic and says, the biggest giver this year was Shay and Derek. And everybody clapping goes wild. The devil is a liar. Right. In fact, that would be quite embarrassing. I never need that. But watch this. And watch you hear me say it now. Father God, in the name of Jesus, can you allow Shay and I to be the biggest giver at my church or where I receive the word of God? Because God, I understand that if that brings in money to that church, which blesses your people, which blesses the city, you're going to bless me at the same time because you're genius like that. God, thank you for covenant. Thank you for partnership. And God, thank you for allowing me and these people to be the beacon of light in the city for when it comes to affordable housing.
Yes, Lord.
Just like that. Now, that's not my prayer to close you out with, but that's how it's going to kind of sound. Now, Shay, right there, I promise now, I'm done. Shay, bless the people real quick. We're going to pray them out of here. And I hope you guys decide to move at the speed of instruction and get that coaching. But remember, again, watch that webinar before you make any decision. And again, watch this. This is why I love Saturdays. Saturday's room, tomorrow's church. For a lot of y'all, the next day is Monday, which we come back at 7. Type the word promise if you're going to promise to be back here at Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Shay, bless the people, and we out of here.
Such an amazing opportunity to share with you all.
I promise.
My pastor friend over here, my pastor husband friend, my poor baby been trying to close for 15 minutes, y'all.
I'm getting ready to close, y'all. Whoever had the Baptist preacher that always trying to close and just can't quite get there until an hour later? I'm kind of like that. I'm sorry, y'all. I just love it so much.
Getting ready to
y'all short today, so it's kind of coming out.
But no, y'all, it's always a privilege and honor to be here with you Saturdays, any day of the week that we get to spend time with you all. To everybody that's joining the new private communities from the coaching that have been coaching with us, we want to welcome you and thank you again for allowing us to be the ones to steward your walk in the ILF, in this field, right? In this niche. This is a special community with like-minded individuals with hearts that are just truly driven by helping others. So again, don't feel weary in well-doing. Don't feel heavy and burdened. Again, like the word says, we are to cast all our cares upon the Lord. So just again, walk in faith, knowing that this is what God has called you to, and he will get you through it 100%, Gillian Young. He will get you through literally 100% of all of the hurdles that you may face. But again, we are excited to walk you all through this and to literally just be family to you all as you join the ILF family. So again, have a great weekend. I am hungry, y'all.
Absolutely.
I'm always hungry. You know this.
The very last thing again is I want every one of you all again, and this is just, if you guys care anything about me, you appreciate me, this has nothing to do with Katara, KJ, as I call her every now and again. That's my big sister, right? Because under the coaching, I don't call y'all mentees and all that. I like the word family, but I want all of y'all. And again, forget about Katara. Go and check out 311 Solutions.
Yeah.
I want you to see what she's posting. What does it look like that somebody that's already doing? Forget about my program. Go and look at 311 Solutions and what she posts every day, what's going out. And she ain't doing none of that. First of all, it's the virtual assistant that she got from us in her coaching package. She's got a rock star virtual assistant from the Philippines by the name of Gabby. We all call her Gab. She's the cheat code to Katara's life, because Katara's got a job. She got a husband. She got family. She got a team. She's busy. So who runs that business 5 days a week? The VA that we gave her, complimentary in her package. I'm gone. Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown today. And thank you for the ability to give what you gave Shay and I. God, by your Holy Spirit, bring all of this back to their remembrance. Allow them and help them move at the speed of instruction. And God, most importantly, let no devil in hell stop it. For most of these people, God, for such a time as this, they pray for something just like this. And God, you're genius enough to merge us together, because who knew 8 years ago you would show me something that I would teach people in 2025. Only God can do that. Lord, have mercy. God, I thank you. I give you glory, honor, and praise for these people, that when they put their hands to the plow, that you will also meet them halfway. And God, will be ever so careful to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise which is due to your name. And God, will take no credit. In fact, right now we decrease so that you can increase inside of us and inside of our programs. God, continue to make Shay and I look genius. And again, we give you the credit, because God, we know that it's you that is working through us. God, allow the people to only hear what you say. Speak through Shay and I at the right time to the right people, and allow us to be the greatest consultants and coaches that we can be. And again, God, we take no credit. We give it all to you. That's the cheat code to my whole life, is going through things with you, God, and giving you the credit when we get it ironed out just right. Father God, in the name of Jesus, I pray that these people have the mind of Christ and an able body, because sometimes it's hard to do your will, God, if our mind isn't stable. So God, I speak down and I crush depression today. I speak against schizophrenia today. I speak against mental illness today. I speak against and I step on depression today in the spirit of giving up. That does not exist in your kingdom, and we're kingdom people. And God, again, we give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. We take none of it. God, thank you for allowing these people to be a good steward over what you're going to give them. God, make these people rich and add no sorrow. Every day, God, line us up with the people that are praying for a nice, clean place to live, and merge them to these people's programs. God, give us relationships that we've never built. Give us houses that we didn't build by hand. Give us land that we didn't toil in. That means, God, give us all the resources that these people need, me and my family too, that we need to do the will of God through real estate. God, you said when we do unto the poor and the needy, it's like doing unto the least of thee. God, if I'm going to do a favor for anybody, I would love to do a favor for you.
and so would these people. So God, just like you have no favoritism over people, God, do for these people exceedingly abundantly what you did for me. And God, you blew my socks off my feet and you still doing it. God, bless them much the more. And we'll be ever so careful to say thank you. In fact, we say it now, thank you.
Yes, Lord.
And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. If you guys believe that, say amen. And we'll see you guys Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on our YouTube channel. Go friend request my wife, Shay. Her name is kind of hard, but it's Shanye Shay. She's also got a single out that's called Sent from Heaven. Now, Shay is a real songbird. Now, I try to sing sometime, but Shay is a real songbird. Download Sent from Heaven. Listen to it in the morning times too. People love it. I'm hearing a lot of people that love to listen to it in the morning to get their day started. Drive to work with it. It's called Sent from Heaven. She's the only person named Shanya Shay, Shonyasha Thorston, Forston. We're putting it in the chat. We love you guys like a fat kid loves cake. Tiffany, tell everybody in Oklahoma I said, hey, Tiffany, send your love to Dad, your brother, and Tiffany, your entire family. Send my love. And Shay, we hadn't seen or spoke to Pop in a while, and your brother. Send everybody, Tiffany, our love all the way from Florida. We appreciate you, sis. In fact, Tiffany, I know I'm supposed to close, but Tiffany, I gave somebody your interview that you did with us on YouTube. Look for Tiffany Walker's interview. We grilled Tiffany because she's under our coaching. She's got tons of properties now doing this. We grilled her. I mean, back-to-back questions, and we let people kind of just glean from that. I don't know how you'll find it because we shoot a lot of stuff. I don't know if they can type in her name. I don't know, but Tiffany is in the chat. She's a yellow-skinned lady, short Halle Berry hairstyle, right? And that's her on my YouTube channel, and we interviewed and grilled her. I want y'all to go and watch that too. You guys be great. I'm gone. So let's go eat. Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show.